Happy Sunday to all of you, my amazing viewers, subscribers, followers, fans, friends, mods, super chat heroes, and YouTube members. Today, we're going to talk Black Flag Resynced, the Galleon, while playing in Skull and Bones. So yeah, that is the Planderlin. We're going to be discussing my thoughts about what we know so far when it comes to Black Flag Resynced. I did do a video, and I got it pinned in the live chats, link below in the description section, in case you're curious about all the information we know so far. Without the spoiler stuff, there is spoiler things out there regarding new stories, new missions. I decided to not elaborate too much on that, out of consideration. So I didn't mention any of that. But like all the other information I covered a couple days ago. And it's in the video I got pinned in the live chats on YouTube and Twitch. Link below in the description section. It's also over on my channel. So before we get started, we'll talk about the Galleon, because there is a post from Skull and Bones. So we'll go over to their X account. We'll look at the Galleon real quick. And there's also a name for the new season that just got promoted and debuted. So we'll discuss that as well. And I want to hear what y'all think about the Galleon. Even though we have yet to have the Galleon in the game, that's not coming till probably sometime in May. I'm guessing sometime in May is when Year 3 officially launches, along with the Galleon. But we can get a look at it, and we can talk about what you'd like to see in the Galleon, what purpose you would like for it to fulfill in the game. And like I said, we can also talk about Black Flag Resynced. What you're liking about it, what you're concerned about, all that good stuff. But I do appreciate those of you that watch my Skull and Bones streams and videos, along with my Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced vids. And yes, I'll be streaming Black Flag Resynced coming up in July. And we're going to be covering Year 3 of Skull and Bones, and also GTA, obviously. But I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. All my amazing viewers, subscribers, followers on Twitch, fans, friends, mods who do a great job modding, as well as the YouTube Super Chat heroes, and of course the YouTube members. Big thanks to all of them. And if you're interested in the YouTube membership program, click the join button. All YouTube members get access to the badges, the emotes, shout outs at the beginning of live streams. You get included below in the description section of live streams. You also get early access to one video a week. Usually it's on Monday mornings. And you also get featured in the description section of the channel, where you can find the live stream schedule as well as various socials, Twitch, Discord, and the Vlogs channel. The elite members, UG Outlaw and Fat Chinese Gaming, Deluxe member, Red the 8-Bit Dinosaur, Junior members, Huttch Plays, Kane, Sheep Taco Man, Tyler 98735, and XO Brad 53. Junior members, Deluxe members, Elite members, and Super Chat heroes going above and beyond for the GB Nation. All right, so really quick, we're going to go over to the X. Oh boy. So, yay. Exciting times we live in. Oh, I got it in a smaller screen. Okay. Let me fix that real quick. Sorry about that. So let me grab that. Zoom it out to, yeah, about there. Okay, so first off, they just announced this. The new season is going to be called Cells of Power. So that's the new name of the season, Cells of Power, for Skull and Bones Year 3 Season 1. And there's an image of what the Galleon looks like from the back. But we get even better image right here with the Galleon in all its glory. So let's have a nosy, if you will. So there you go. Look at that thing. It's got 3 levels of guns. Not 2, but 3 levels on the sides. So there you go. A little tease when it comes to the Galleon. The new large ship coming to the game. I think y'all got to see it, right? Did y'all get to see it? Yeah, I think y'all did. Okay, anyways. But let's just go play Skull and Bones, shall we? Let's go. What's up, Astro? How's it going? Your dad reached Kingpin? Nice. Well, congratulations to your dad. Awesome. All right. I'm going to go grind Skull and Bones a little bit today for the faction war. Even though I already maxed out my war assets, it's something to do, a chill stream while we hang out. You know, talk about the Galleon, talk about Black Flag Resynced, and whatever else is in y'all's mind today you want to just get out there to discuss. But predominantly, obviously, we're going to talk about Black Flag Resynced. But I guess real quick, regarding the Galleon, hoping it's a good ship. You always hope it's a good ship, right, whenever they put out a new vessel. And I don't know what it's going to be. I guess they'll give us more information sooner rather than later. It could be a tank. It could be a DPS. It could go either way. I definitely don't think it's going to be a support ship. I can rule that out. If I was to say which one is it not, I would definitely say the Galleon is not going to be a support ship. But yeah. So anyways, let's see what's on the map real quick. But anyways, you know what? Also, I want to know how y'all are doing this weekend. Y'all doing okay? Everybody all right? All right, so we got 11 minutes on this one, so we can go do this real quick. Easy peasy. But the DMC is fighting back. I saw a couple of territories that are actually winning. So they're choosing to go down swinging. So props to the DMC. They're not just rolling over and letting us sweep them. So I got to give them some street cred for that. But it doesn't, I mean, in the end, the company has basically won the second faction war. But you can't take away the fact that they, you know, are putting a fight in for the fifth and final battle period. But I don't think they're going to sweep, but they might actually do well. They may actually get like 3 territories. But in the end, it's not going to be enough to turn the tide against the company. We're still gonna win the faction war, but hey, you know what? I gotta tip my hat to the DMC for not giving up, even if it does seem pretty bleak and dire. I guess they're probably just trying to at least get some rewards unlocked. And once again, the mighty Solar Royale is hanging out with the mighty Upwelling. This is just very, very sus in my opinion. And you could actually sit here from a safe distance, and they won't even fight each other. I mean, you'd think they would fight each other, but they don't. Alright, got my ship, get my crew, good. The problem is I could accidentally hit the Solar Royale, and then that pisses that ship off. I'm like, well, I'm trying to take out this ship, and you're not doing a damn thing to help me. Like, what the flip-flop? I mean, look at him. He's just sitting there. Just let me do all the work, you know. You could be attacking him as well, but you're not. Yeah, I'm convinced these two are secretly dating. Not so secret, I don't think. Hey, what's up, 57? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Alright, let's see. I'm still trying. I mean, if there's one thing I would like for them to fix, well, a lot of things I'd like for them to fix in the future, is have the 2 elite ships actually duking it out if they happen to spawn side by side. Or better yet, not have them spawn side by side. Especially if they don't know how to properly, like, make it to where it appears like they're fighting. Because it seems kind of silly to have, like, you know, the other elite ship that's supposed to be on your side not doing a damn thing. It's ridiculous. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Why do all the fucking work? I'll catch you with chat in a minute. Let me just focus on this. Meanwhile, I'm just trying not to hit the Solar Royale because, you know, there's always that risk that it may aggro on me, even though it's currently invincible at the moment. Speaking of Invincible, anybody watch season 4 of Invincible? No spoilers, by the way. Riley and I have been watching season 4, and I think we have like 2 episodes left, so we're gonna binge that this evening. Pretty good. I would say season 1's still the best season of Invincible, but season 4 has easily become the second best. Now, that opinion might change after tonight, after we watch, I think, the last 2 episodes, but so far I've enjoyed it a lot more than season 2 and 3. And season 2 and 3 had its moments, you know, but not as good as season 1. Season 1 is still the best in my opinion. You know what? Solar Royale Imperial mighty traitor. You're a traitor. You damn dirty traitor. But thank you to the rando for your assistance. But yeah, that's a traitor right there. But whatever. Not going to waste my ammo on him. All right, what do we got? I got that in 2 minutes. All right, so what I'll do is I'll fast travel over here and I'll switch to my Sloop of War. Let me catch you with chat. All right, Astro says I'm going to try to get him to World Tier 2. Okay, well, I mean, hopefully he'll eventually be able to ascend to World Tier 2. That would be a good idea. If he's ready for World Tier 2. Could be BTA spies. Yeah, maybe. You could have a point. Maybe the mighty Solo Royale is actually a BTA spy, just like the Hubert twins. 57 says I'm going good. Plus, I realized something kind of nice about the galleon. What is that? Pray tell, 57. What did you realize about it? And by the way, a moment ago, we did show it off. The little tease video. Because it's up on Skull and Bones' official X account. If anybody's curious. All right. I want my Sloop of War. Because this thing's perfect for the cargo. War cargo missions. If it's available still. Alright, I still got time. I like to wait till like 30 seconds, then jump in. So we'll just give it a moment. But, I mean, I hope that the galleon's good. Oh, look, I always go into this. Even if it's a ship I'm not going to really main. Because there's only a small handful of ships I use on a regular basis. Obviously, the frigate. I also like to use the Sloop of War. And sometimes I'll use the schooner. And every now and then I like to go back to the brigantine. And very rare occasions will I bring out the bark. Most of my other ships are like part of my factories now, doing deliveries. Have you seen the galleon's rear? Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, I posted an image of it, you know, that they shared during the live stream. So obviously I've seen it, you know. All right, let me get over there. Let's get on over there. Super similar to the Royal Fortune's rear without Skull and Bones shipyard. St. Anne checks the blueprints. Yeah, I heard about that, the blueprints. The galleons from the 2017-2018 trailer. Yeah, there's probably quite a few things from the original version of Skull and Bones that's carried over. Especially some cosmetics, like there's some figureheads that I've seen that they have repurposed. I mean, why not? I mean, they built them. And if they're just sitting around collecting dust, you might as well use them, right? That's the way I look at it. So, yeah, I mean, there's different ship types they did show. Oh, yeah, I want some rum. That. Some fruitcake. Hey, what's up, Sinister? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that I've seen in the 2017 trailer that eventually make it into the main game. And there's also things that haven't made it in the game yet. There's some cosmetics I've seen that I'm like, hey, when are they going to add that? When are they going to add that? But yeah, I am hopeful when it comes to the galleon. I hope it looks good. And yeah, by the way, 57, like I said a moment ago, we did show off a little tease regarding the galleon a moment ago, where you actually can see everything. You can see the front and the sides, and there's like a top-down image of it. So I'm looking forward to trying it out eventually, when the time comes, of course. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that it should be a? Do y'all think it should be a tank, or do y'all think that it should be a hello, Upwelling? I'll come back for you in a minute. Don't worry, precious. I just wanted to say hi to the Upwelling on my way. Let me go ahead and take you out and get the more assets. Yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry. I just have a delivery to make really quick. But what would y'all prefer the galleon to be? Would y'all prefer it to be a tank or a DPS ship? Galleon is supposed to be a closer range, strong. You know, that wouldn't surprise me if it ended up being a close range attack ship. So yeah, you probably want to have either some culverins on it or maybe some demi cannons. So it's just meant to be like, if you get too close to the galleon, you end up paying for it. So you probably like to counter the galleon if you were to counter the galleon. And who put that rock there? That was rude. But in order to counter the galleon, you'd probably want to like not get up close and personal with it, because you would have a very, very bad time. But it does strike me as one of those ships that is going to be a, you know, very, very like close battle type ship. Like whereas the Garuda, you know, you want to use the Garuda from a relatively reasonable distance. Alright, there's some more of those pesky little privateers. There we go. See, I tag these ships, that way when they do sink, I get credit for them. Well, I have to come back and get credit. Maybe I will. Man, I did want to go back and fight the Upwelling, or the regular Upwelling, because I still get war assets for it because it's in the territory. And the thing is, I already maxed out my war assets. I'm just trying to help the company. Just trying to help us, you know, get some W's in the final battle period, even though we've basically won the war again. I just really, really hope that it's... I hope they make some changes in year 3 when it comes to the faction war. I have an idea video tomorrow of something I would like for them to add to faction war. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but it was a little idea I've been brainstorming. But that's the only tease y'all are getting from me. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. And then y'all can watch my video. So there. But it will be early access for the members. But yeah, I do have a future faction war video where I did put out some ideas for things I would like to see in future faction wars. But there was something else I have been thinking about that I felt like the faction war needs. And I finally, like, I guess I finally realized the idea the other day. I'm like, oh, yeah, that works. Because, you know, when there's something on your mind, well, this is the way it works for me. There's something on my mind and I have to think about it. And I'll just kind of like brainstorm it in my head a little bit. You know, run it through the old grind and gears. And the old computer upstairs. You know, with the dust and the cobwebs. And then eventually something pops out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, that would actually be a good idea. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can make a video about that. Sweet. Nice. All right. Another successful delivery. I bet that won't, let's see, I bet that it won't look like the galleon. It'll look like a frigate, but similar to... Well, I can show you what it looks like. I mean, hold on, let me show you what it looks like. Because you weren't here at the beginning, which is fine. I forgive you this time. Anyways, let me show you real quick. Just once again, for those of you that weren't here a moment ago. Alright, so this is what the galleon looks like. So it's a tease on their X account. Well, that's it. That's the last tease y'all get. Y'all have to go watch it yourself. So there. You're welcome. So there, we have a pretty good idea what the galleon looks like. What's up, Gibson? How's it going? Hope you're doing all right. All right, let me find something else to do. All right, that starts in 4 minutes. Okay, and that starts in 3 minutes. All right, I'll go back to St. Anne real quick. Sinister, what's up, Sinister? Did you go watch the Michael Jackson movie? No, I did not. Like, I heard it's weird because you know how it goes. It's like, yeah, I can do that. I can put it in the chat. No problem. Since you said please, I will do that. And hello, Zombfected. How's it going? So if you want a little tease about what the galleon looks like, I'll post it in both YouTube and Twitch. So there you go. And there you go. You're welcome. But I do like Michael Jackson. I'm not like a hardcore Michael Jackson fan. And people that went to go watch it enjoyed it, but then the critics didn't like it very much. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go watch it. I'm more excited for Masters of the Universe. That's what I want to go watch. Even if Riley doesn't want to go watch it, I'm still going to go watch it. All right, let me move this stuff over to the warehouse real quick. All right. So I wonder, what should I go do a delivery, or should I go after the mighty upwelling? Yeah, I haven't forgotten about the regular upwelling. Okay, so move those over. I'm gonna scrap that. Keep the 3s. I'll scrap everything else. All right. Let's see. Where is the regular upwelling still on the map? Because I did pass it. Maybe it despawned. Okay, so there's the mighty upwelling. All right. Okay, so that's still... Oh, that's about the end. Fuck that. I'm not wasting my fucking time. Anyways. You're welcome, 57. You're super hyped for the faithful remake of Black Flag. I am also very excited about Black Flag Resynced. And yeah, that's definitely something we're going to talk about today. But we're also talking about Skull and Bones and the new Galleon. But see, it's weird because, like, they only promote it on the X account. And I really wish that they would take advantage of the shorts on YouTube and also promote it on YouTube Shorts on the, I guess, the official Ubisoft account. So I wish they would do that as well. So do I want to fight the upwelling? Yeah, I'm not going to go through this nonsense. I'll just go fight the upwelling. Let me switch back to my frigate. But yeah, a lot of people didn't know about the fact that they'd already teased the Galleon. We'll find out more in May, on May 6th, regarding Year 3. But yeah, Black Flag Resynced is coming in July, and I'm definitely going to be streaming it. I absolutely love the original Black Flag, and as I've mentioned before, it's one of the few games I leave sitting on my desk. So it's right there. Because every now and then I want to pop it in and want to sell around with Edward Kenway on the Jackdaw, and also get some B-roll. You know, because sometimes I need B-roll. It works out for me. All right, is this about to start? All right, let's go. Let's go. You're going to get Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced? Yeah, I've already pre-ordered it. And it's like doing really, really well. It's like #1 in pre-orders. And my God, these two are together again. What the flip-flop is this? No, that's Galvin Roach. Never mind. That's not the mighty Sola Royale Imperial. It's Captain Roach. Look, I think they both use a Corvette, so I get confused easily. See, Black Flag Resynced coming summer. Good point. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And I obviously, the timing is smart. I'm on your side, you dickhead! What the fuck? Fucking company ships. I am on your side, asshole. And you're shooting at me? Fuck you. Hey, y'all are my witness. Did I even fire one shot at that guy? Did I even, like, send over an insult or a bad, evil glare? Well, I mean, I was kind of condescending with the whole, oh, it's Captain Roach, but I don't think that merited me being shot at. That was highly inappropriate and very unprofessional from an officer of the company fleet. Especially somebody that's currently in contract to the company fleet. You know, letter of marque in service of the company against the DMC. We're supposed to be on the same side, douchebag. Then let me call for help. But, yeah, I mean, I think that it's going to be good. And like I was saying before I got distracted by Captain Roach, it obviously makes sense that you're going to have a lot of games coming out that are going to be avoiding November like the plague. Gee, I wonder why they're going to be avoiding November. I'm sure it has nothing to do with another video game that's coming out in November, right? Which I'm also covering on the channel. I think most of you know that. And I will be playing that too. Hopefully if we make it to November, I hope that's the case. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, please come out soon. Like I said, July just made the most sense. And I know they've been working on it for a quick minute now. It's been, as they joked about, it's been like one of those worst kept secrets. So I'm glad they played into it. Because look, we just, like, those of us that are fans of Black Flag, we just want a good, amazing, faithful remake. And it looks like they're going to deliver that to us. But, I mean, we have to obviously wait till the game comes out and we actually play the game before we make a final judgment. But I do like what I see. I do like what I've read in interviews. And I feel optimistic that it's going to be very well received. Well, I mean, I want to make it to November. I'm talking about the world, with the way this crazy world's going. But you never know. So hopefully things, I mean, I always say I hope things get better, but things seem to continue to get worse, right? But anyways, let's just hope we make it to November, and hopefully GTA 6 is also good. I think it'll be good. But the main focus here is obviously Black Flag Resynced. You're a commander of the Company Royale. I don't know if you're a commander. I mean, maybe we can make you an ensign. We'll make you an ensign of the Company Royale. So there. But to be honest, I mean, we're cannon fodder to the freaking company in DMC, because we're just under contract, or under, I guess you could say, maybe a letter of marque, if you will. So they obviously don't think too highly of us. We just serve a purpose in the war effort. It's not like they're going to give us rank and position within the company or DMC. When the war's over, they don't give a fuck about us. But is this war ever going to end? Because it feels like it's the same war that we had last season. Yeah, the world is crazy. But it's been crazier than usual. But my hope is that eventually things calm down. And, you know, the choppy waters that we're experiencing in the game and in real life eventually subside and we get calmer seas. A lot of things will have to happen to get to that point, but we can always hope, right? At least I try to be optimistic. Some people accuse me of being, like, negative or pessimistic, but I do try to be optimistic. There we go. Took them out. Scallywag. There we go. You've seen it, and it's a thing of true beauty. Oh, the galleon? Yeah, the galleon looks all right. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of galleons, but you know what? I'm willing to give it a chance, just like with any ship. So, yeah, I will give it a chance, and I hope it's decent. But I do like to main the frigate. So I don't know if it'll be enough to sway me to consider using a different ship. Oh, fuck. Well, let's go do this one. I'd rather have my Super War, but I don't exactly have the time to switch to the Super War. Hey, what's up, Tommy Angelo? How you doing? Your chat's bugged. It's not bugged. What do you mean it's bugged? I can read your chat just fine. Imagine GTA 6 brings peace. Yeah, that would be nice. Wouldn't it? Where people would just stop. All the conflicts would stop because everybody wants to play GTA 6. Imagine a violent game that some people criticize is the game that saves the world. Just because there's enough people out there that want to play it. That would be ironic. And like I said, for the record, I did not want to use this ship. But, you know, we got to use what we got to use. I guess I could sneak over. I could go over there and switch ships real quick. But nah, we'll just stick with the frigate for now. The reason why I switched to the Super War is because the Super War is faster than the frigate. I mean, my frigate does more damage and can take more damage than the Super War. But, you know, we'll just use the frigate. Because I do like to be situational and use certain ships for certain situations. Alright, let's get going. Let's just hope that this will work out. This should be fine, though. Famous last words. It freezes on your end. Yeah, sometimes you gotta, like I have that problem sometimes with YouTube chat. Sometimes I have to read, if it looks like it froze on my end, I have to go back in and, hit the refresh button. It's annoying. But it's a problem that YouTube's had for the longest time. Nope. Out. Loot. Okay. Got more loot. Okay, nice. Okay. Now we should have a pretty straight shot. This should be easy enough. Alright, let's see. Let's switch to some food. There. Buff myself up a little bit. Alright. That's okay. See, I can make this delivery in a frigate just fine. I mean, one thing, I think the wind's at my back too, so that's giving me a little bit more speed in the frigate. But, you know, I do like to occasionally switch ships. Some people, like my better half, accuses me of using the frigate too much. I don't know what she's talking about. Alright. Let's take these guys out. One thing I like about sinking these guys is you get additional loot materials for killing them. So, it's an additional bonus. Much appreciated. Fun fact, people actually quit smoking and make it a GTA. So people are turning their health around. They're quitting smoking. They're quitting drinking. They're getting back in shape. They're getting healthy. Just so they can play GTA 6. See? GTA 6 is already making the world a better place. That's funny. Hey, maybe Black Flag Resync will do the same thing to a lesser extent, you know? Maybe there's people out there that are going to do the same thing because they want to make it to July so they can play Black Flag Resynced. Look, if there's one thing that can keep somebody going and turn somebody around, it's actually having something to look forward to, right? You know, something positive to look forward to in their life, whether it's, you know, getting married or going on vacation or going on a date or promising new job opportunity or moving to a new location or something, right? Or a new movie. You know, sometimes it's the smallest things that keep people going. But hey, you know, you just got to do what you got to do, especially in these times. And once again, the course fleet is supposed to be part of the company, and yet they aggro you. Okay, Hubert twins. Douchebags. I'm not even going to waste my bullets on you guys. Y'all are nothing to me. I'll just sell over here and call it a day. Yeah, that is one thing that has annoyed me ever since the first faction wars. That when I decided to be on the company, I had my reasons for joining the company. One of them was the thought that maybe the course fleet would stop pestering me, because you know Bertrand constantly is like every time you meet Bertrand, he's trying to coax you into joining him, i.e., joining the company. But, fun fact, they'll still shoot at you even if you're part of the company. It's very annoying. But then again, there's also people that now believe that the Hubert twins aren't really serving the company. They're just actually serving someone else. Like, they're in league with Lucian. And Lucian is most likely in league with the BTA. Hopefully that turns out to be the case. Because we definitely need a new formidable faction to contend with in this game. 2s, 3. Okay, I'll move those over. I gotta go scrap this stuff. Ooh, those are 3s as well. Yeah, the rest of this I'm just gonna go salvage real quick. Okay. So let's go back to St. Anne real quick. How much time on that one? 4 minutes? Okay, I got time on that one. I might design the galleon like the type of true royal ship, plus I kind of see the galleon as bigger and even more scarier than the frigate. I don't know. I feel like the galleon will be roughly. It might be a little taller than the frigate because it has 3 levels of guns. Because it has like 3 gun levels. Even though it's like, if you notice, it's like shorter. Like it doesn't go across the entire ship like the frigate does. But it has 3 levels. So that means there's like a really good like zone on the galleon, you know, at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, that you don't want to be in on those sides of the galleon, because if you are, you're going to have a bad time. All right, let me go ahead and salvage these. There. So you and Pat might actually interview Ned Luke this summer? Oh, cool. My forge always burns, Captain. Well, you should try to, I mean, you probably could also get Sean as well. Sean Fortino, I mean, you could probably get him, and maybe a few others. But yeah, try to get as many like people as you can. You know, that's kind of a cool idea. But yeah, I wish you good luck with that. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to the Super War because I can do the war cargo deliveries with the frigate just fine. But I like the speed and I like the poison damage that this torpedo boat does. You know, it's like hit and run attacks. So that's why I like to use my Super War for. Okay, so I'll just sit here patiently. Oh, you're a BTA captain? Okay. We'll see. Maybe if we get the BTA. See, if we get Ned, then Ned could reach out for me. Well, I mean, why not reach out on your? I mean, Sean has socials. I mean, I wouldn't try with Stephen Ogg. I mean, I don't think I would attempt that with him. But I mean, Sean has socials and a few others that are voice actors and they play characters in GTA 5. They also have socials, so I would try to reach out to as many of them as you can. It's actually a cool idea. Once again, I guess that depends on you and Pat. But yeah, good luck with that. All right. Hey, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. For a moment there, I thought it got yoinked out of existence. Okay, so we're going to sit here. Now, some people were complaining about a couple things they saw in the trailer for Black Flag Resynced. One was the flint, you know, the effect, you know, when it comes to fighting or parrying, that it was like too like poppy, which I agree with. But apparently, Justin, one of the devs working on Black Flag Resynced, he actually responded to that. And he said they're going to tone that down. So they're actually listening to people's feedback. And like people were complaining that they didn't see any blood in the trailer. But Ubisoft has already come out and said there will be blood. So when Kenway is slicing and dicing and running through his foes, yes, there will be blood. Just like in Black Flag. So you don't have to worry about it being toned down or more friendly. There will be blood in Black Flag. But I do like the fact that they're listening to some of the feedback from the community. And yeah, that flint just seemed a little too like ugh. So I think if it's just toned down a little bit, then I think that'll be fine. Let's see, 57 says, does anybody want Zevik to be added? Royals, the Corsair. I'm in favor of them adding any famous ship from the, you know, the tall ships era, you know, sail ships, pirate, golden age, that we want. I do think that they're eventually going to add the war junk. I think that just makes sense because the war junk already exists. So I feel like we'll probably, I don't know how many ships we'll get this season, maybe 4, maybe 3. Because right now we don't really know like how many ships. Because we don't know how many seasons. Now the first year was 4 seasons. Second year was 4 seasons. Maybe year 3 will also be 4 seasons. But I would not be surprised in the slightest if one of those seasons does give us the war junk because it's already built. And I did a video about that a while back, my ideas for what I would like for them to do with the war junk, if anybody's interested. All right, there's some pesky little pirates or privateers. All right. Ah, damn, it's out of range. Oh, fuck, they're right on top of me. That's not good. Not good. Run away. Okay. I would double back to go grab those war assets, but there are really not that many war assets, to be honest. Let's see. So you and Pat on Leonida Mercenaries, Vigilantes podcast, plenty of other YouTubers. You know, there's this YouTuber called GeauxBurns. You know, you could always have him as a guest. I mean, he's a little guy, you know. He's not as popular as some of the others you mentioned, but, you know, you could always... I don't know. I mean, I kind of know the guy. I mean, I heard some people might know of him. Maybe you should consider him as a guest. Just a suggestion. But anyways, but yeah, I do wish you guys the best of luck with your podcast. I was on a podcast once. Actually, 2 podcasts, because I was part of the ACG podcast in the early days of Carrick and Silver and a few others. And I also started a podcast with Kane and Yuji and Red and Mike the Gaming Jew called Prickcast. Some of y'all might remember that. And then I've tried to do my own podcast, GBcast, and well, you know, the problem is I was trying to make it weekly. And I did like 2 attempts of doing my own podcast. It's like everything else going on in the world, you know, streaming and making content and real life stuff. And it's just like, I would do okay for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I would just slip and I would have nothing to talk about. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's a bust. I still like podcasts though. Yeah, GeauxBurns is a fantastic idea. You know what? I agree. I agree with you. See, this is what happens. It'll be a podcast when Pat and you like don't have any guests, and you're just like, oh, damn it, we've already went through all these other guests. We've had Ned, we had Gilly, we had TGG. Let's ask GB. There we go. I'm like at the bottom of the roster. Anyways. Am I self-critical? Yes. But you know what? I think a little bit of self-criticism is okay. You know, it humbles you. It helps you try to do better. There's a difference between like a healthy amount of self-criticism and then a toxic amount that's just depressing as fuck. You know, and you just outright just hate yourself. And I don't hate myself, but you know, I do think I could do better sometimes. It's just you have to have it gauged, right? Moderation when it comes to the self-criticism. I used to be worse. Like when I was younger, I was like way worse when it came to self-criticism. You know, I think there's some people that could use some self-criticism because they think their shit smells like roses. I'm not going to name names, but anyways, I don't mind. It doesn't matter if they're big or small. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't mind either, you know. As long as they're engaging and interesting, you know, and likable. Because, look, there's plenty of larger channels out there that are assholes that I want nothing to do with. I don't give a fuck how big their channels are. And there's many friends I have that are smaller than me that, you know, I hang out with them, I play with them. I don't care because I actually like them, you know. And that's the way it comes down to me, whether I like them or not. All right. Let's see. I guess we could do this one next. See, a lot of people say you resemble YouTubers from the early 2000s. I don't know about that. The early 2000s was a very interesting time period in YouTube. I don't know if that's really a compliment. I guess there was more authentic YouTubers back then than some of them that exist today. But there's still plenty of authentic YouTubers, but there's also quite a few that are commercialized. So those also exist, and some that just do clickbait, rage bait, and AI slop, and I get so tired of that bullshit. All right, so we got 3 minutes on that one. Yeah, not helping. What else can we go? But yeah, back to Black Flag Resynced. So yeah, I'll be streaming it in July, and it's gonna be, I guess a new experience for me because it's been a quick minute since I've actually played the Black Flag, and I'm gonna have to go back to having my Jackdaw like low level because if y'all see the B-roll, whenever I do have some Black Flag B-roll, you'll see that my Jackdaw's all fully upgraded, maxed out with the best weapons, the best upgrades, which, you know, makes sailing around the Caribbean and taking on foes a little bit better. But I earned all that, you know, by grinding the hell out of Black Flag many years ago. So just like everyone else, I got to hit the restart. Hey, you know, that's a question. I thought about that. So in y'all's opinion, regarding the Jackdaw, because this is a debate people have. Is the Jackdaw, you have three options. Is the Jackdaw a brigantine, a brig, or is it basically a ship of its own? And would y'all like to see the Jackdaw either as an elite skin in Skull and Bones, or would you like the Jackdaw as a ship? Maybe like a brig of war. Maybe it should be like a brig of war. What do y'all think? Let me know. We're going to give this a moment. And then we'll go do another war cargo. I'm trying to help my faction. Even though we're going to win the war, I don't want to just roll over and take the W. But see, they're winning here, they're winning there, and there. And so I guess basically we're just fighting to take control of these two territories, which is fine. You're tired of clickbaits and rage baits? Me too. It gets so annoying. But it's only half the problem. So you can have a clickbaiter out there clickbaiting all the time. But if people keep watching their content, they're just feeding the monkey, right? They're just feeding the beast. And they're going to keep doing it because they're being rewarded by clickbaiting or rage baiting. So it's also up to viewers to decide on their own not to watch it. But obviously there's plenty of viewers out there on YouTube that like watching that kind of stuff, sadly. I mean, I personally don't like it, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but there's got to be a few that do. And who knows, maybe some of those are bots. Maybe there's like quite a few of their views aren't really actual views at all. It's a freaking bot farm. Creators of Black Flag Resynced are the same movie subs. There's several studios doing the remake for Black Flag, but the main studio is Ubisoft Singapore, which does make sense because they have the most experience with obviously ships and piracy and all that jazz. And my hope is that everything they've been working on when it comes to Black Flag, they'll be able to take some elements from Black Flag, thanks to the Anvil engine, and eventually incorporate them into Skull and Bones as quote-unquote quality of life improvements. So that's also my hope. So in the end, I feel like it's going to be a win for this game too. It's just that we have to patiently wait for those various elements and improvements to be implemented into Skull and Bones. Maybe somewhere in year 3. If we get a year 4, maybe in year 4. Especially like the land combat. Because people want the land combat. Our friend Pat, obviously the professional, he wants to play Skull and Bones, but he's waiting for land combat to be added. So I think that it's a very real possibility that we'll eventually get land combat, and it'll be thanks to the work that they've been doing in the Black Flag Resynced that they'll be able to port over the ability to do land combat from Black Flag Resynced to Skull and Bones somewhere down the road. Originally, it was going to come in year 2, but they decided to delay it. I guess they were having issues with it, and they just wanted to polish it a little bit more. But I do think eventually we will get land combat, and hopefully there'll be reason behind it. I feel like they're gonna have to build like some unique maps for the land combat missions, and they also have to add some fun factor to it and some replayability, etc. But we'll see. That's my hope, at least. I'll catch up with chat in a moment, guys. Let me just try and get through this in one piece. Alright, we're getting close. Where's some more privateers at? They'll literally jump on top of you, especially in this freaking fog. I hope they tone down the fog a little bit in year 3. Hey, what's up, UG? How's it going? Hope you're doing well, along with everybody else. Alright, took them out. So let's keep going. Alright, we're on our way. We'll be fine. 57 says, if we had to use techniques, the brigantine, I said it's similar to the brig. It could be a hybrid. Anyways, I wish we got a light frigate. Yeah, a light frigate would be cool. Because you look at the USS Constitution, it's a frigate as well, but I would say it's more of a, like you said, it's more of a light frigate, right? So it's something like old Ironsides. I got a bad angle there. So, I mean, they could eventually do that, add like a light frigate. But I mean, I could see them like creating a unique class for the Jackdaw if they were to ever add the Jackdaw as a class of a ship to the game. And I guess Brig of War would sound pretty cool. So maybe they would just call it a Brig of War. Even though I believe the time period of Black Flag is like in the future. So this is earlier in the golden age of piracy, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it doesn't matter. They could still give us the Jackdaw or the Jackdaw class and just call it a Brig of War. See, that's how it works. But yeah, once I'm safely ashore, I'll catch up with chat. But I mean, a light frigate could be a cool future ship to add down the road. So just got home with Gina. You went to the Michael. You know, somebody was asking about the Michael Jackson movie. How was it? Did you enjoy the Michael Jackson movie? Because I know critics didn't like it. Of course, critics usually don't like anything. And things they do like, most people are like, what? Sometimes we actually agree with the critics. I think the problem with a lot of critics are in the name itself, right? They're just too critical. I mean, that's what critic is short for, critical. And instead of trying to be balanced in their criticism, a lot of times they just choose to be maybe a little too negative. And look, there are obviously bad movies out there, no question. There's plenty of bad movies. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we'll see what you have to say about it, Yuji. Alright. Another safe delivery. Let's see, Michael was alright. Gina loved it. Not really a Michael Jackson fan. I do like Michael Jackson. But I'm not like a huge Michael Jackson fan either. The movie was pretty good. Okay. So, yeah, that seems to be how most of the fans or people that go to watch the movie feel. But for some reason, the critics are just going to be critics. What else is new? Let's see. Let me catch up with chat. Zombfected says, what gives me hope is that Black Flag fans are overseeing the development. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they understand the passion of the fans of Black Flag. And there's some people involved in Black Flag Resynced that also were involved with Black Flag. And I think that Ubisoft knows that this is a very important game for them and that they got to get it right in the hopes of helping like turn Ubisoft around. Zonfected, I also want land combat. Yeah, a lot of us have been asking for land combat. It's just, you know, we have to be patient and we have to wait for them to eventually add land combat because the original version of the game didn't have land combat in mind. Okay, we can go there. We'll take the frigate. We'll switch out the old sloop of war. All right, so switch that. Oh, and by the way, in case anybody's curious, I did do, I guess my idea for a Skull and Bones Assassin's Creed Black Flag collab, but a few weeks ago. You know, some things that they could eventually bring over to Skull and Bones from Black Flag Resynced. Especially since they're both by the same company, Ubisoft, and they're both on the Anvil engine. Oh boy, a smuggler's mark. Gee, thanks. I already have all my smuggler stuff maxed out, so yippee. The mighty upwelling. All right, there we go. No, there wasn't. Originally, it was just ship-based. Like, if you go by the 2017 version of Skull and Bones from the trailer and the demo, it was supposed to be just ship to ship. And that was something a lot of us were kind of concerned about. Because, yeah, we like the ship to ship aspect, but we also wanted the land stuff too, where you could go on land and explore, similar to Black Flag, and also do land combat. But yeah, they went through basically some serious development hell since 2017 with Skull and Bones. Memes, what's up, Memes? How you doing? Hope you're good. But you know what? If they eventually add land combat, hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Hopefully. And I do feel like the land combat, for the most part, will be very similar to what land combat will be in Black Flag Resynced, with some changes. Like, your pirate is not an assassin, so you won't have the assassination abilities, right? You won't be able to have the hidden blade like Edward Kenway has. But you'll probably have the ability to do sword fighting. And, like, from some images when they first announced land combat in year 2, before they shelved it, there were some screenshots I did take of them players using, like, I think an axe. So I guess you'll be able to, like, pick up melee weapons. I mean, just like Edward can do against enemy NPCs. But I do think that they'll eventually give us land combat, but it's going to be a wait. But, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully I don't die here, but it's a very real possibility. Freaking Outlaw is just hitting on me. I mean, that's kind of the point of the frigate's supposed to be the object of the enemy's desires. All right. Come on, fucking mortars. There, finally, thank you. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, okay, I'm healed back up. Okay, good. Now I can get back into the fight. Because one thing about the flute is that this thing can mortar you like crazy. It'll send like mortars for days on you. And I'm surprised that, well, little friendly fire there. You'll be hearing from my insurance company. But I'm surprised that they're not adding the flute. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe it'll be just one of these extra ships they add because they only have a certain amount of time to make ships per season. And maybe they'll save the flute as one of these, like, afterthought ships. But I may eventually, like, revisit my ideas regarding the flute. Because I did that for the war junk. Does anybody actually want their own flute? I don't know. I mean, maybe the flute's just not popular enough to merit it eventually being a player ship. Maybe that's just the issue. They realize that people don't really care about the flute. Alright. Almost got it. Shit. Yep, she focusing on me. Well, that's kind of the point of a tank, so the tank's supposed to take the damage and the focus so that the other ships can get in there and help win the day. So, mission accomplished. GG's. Well done. You'll still be hearing from my insurance company, though. Just kidding. Right. I hate attacking these ships because they offer so little war assets for what you have to do to sink them, so I don't even bother with those ships. Alright, so let's see. Where was I on the comments? Could land combat be used? I feel like land combat is just going to be PvE. I don't think they're going to do PvP land combat. I don't see that as a thing. But I think there might be missions where you can team up with other players, because I think they implied that in the trailer back in year 2 when it came to land combat back then. So we'll just have to wait and see whenever they decide to, you know, dust off land combat and bring it over. But once again, it's a long ways off, so it's just, and it may never happen. We may never get land combat, but I know there's enough people that want it, so let's just hope it happens eventually. Meme says, your thoughts on the Game Pass getting a price decrease? I think that is a positive move by Microsoft, and I know they're trying, the new head of Microsoft, she's trying to make some course corrections because they've made some pretty bad decisions. But I also feel like that's coming with kind of a catch, because they're going to probably remove a few things from the game. And I'm in combat. Fuck. And I'm deep in DMC territory, so that makes it even better for me because everybody's shooting at me. Whether it's ships or towers. Or I could just go behind me and go back to an outpost because there's like one over there. Sometimes it pays to read the map. I don't know. I just feel like the damage has been done to Xbox already. They've made too many bad decisions. And too many people have had enough. And they have no intention of getting the Helix. Especially since it's going to be expensive as hell. Like, what's the point? But we'll see. Maybe she can turn it around. But I honestly don't know. I think the biggest enemy of Microsoft is... Well, the biggest enemy of Xbox is Microsoft. That's where I was trying to go with that one. It's just, I think a lot of the decisions that were made regarding the Xbox were done upstairs. Because you have Xbox, then over Xbox you have Microsoft. But I don't know. I feel like the course correcting might be too late. Because they've already scrapped too many studios. They've canceled too many games. And what was the point in buying these studios if you weren't going to actually, I don't know, make games with those studios? But we'll see. I mean, I'm glad for Game Pass owners that the price is coming down. But I am concerned that there are probably going to be some games that won't be day one. Like, I think that the new Call of Duty isn't going to be day one. That could be wrong. But because of the lower prices on Game Pass, that might be the trade-off. C57, let's see. I wonder if devs add the type of small, fun event where we must take on a quagmire. Oh, the little duck ship that they put out on April Fools. Yeah, you know, there's people that actually want that ship. That would be funny. Like, some people actually want them to add that ship, or at least give us a Dow skin where we could actually have the duck sail and make it look like what the Scrub-a-Duck. I think that's what it was called, the Scrub-a-Duck. It was funny though. Yeah, that's what I was saying, memes. Apparently, they're not going to allow players to play Call of Duty Day 1 on the Game Pass. You'll actually have to buy it. I'll see that they're... Oh, the Tremaines? Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about there. Yeah, because like during the Roman times, they didn't have cannons. And so they would basically just go side by side with spears and pilums. And they would just board each other's ships in the middle of the water of the Mediterranean and board each other's ships and fight each other. And they would also ram. They would do ramming attacks. I feel like that's a little too old. I feel like that's a little too far back. I just don't know how well that would work in Skull and Bones. Like, imagine look, let's just play this one out scenario wise, right? You have a fleet of warships from the golden age of piracy versus a fleet of ancient Roman imperial ships. Who wins? The pirate ships, because they can just blast the hell out of the Roman ships from a safe distance. It's like taking sail ships up against modern day warships, right? Modern day warships would obliterate like a fleet of tall ships from back in the day. Even if the tall ships outnumber the modern day warships, the modern day destroyers and cruisers, submarines, even if you don't include an aircraft carrier, yeah, the tall ships are going down. It's the same thing for like the Roman imperial like ships. And all too often, those ships would sink anyways because of bad weather, because they would build a fleet of ships, send them off to fight Carthage or another faction, and then the weather they'd run into some bad weather and sink the entire fleet, and then they'd have to build another fleet of ships, and then that fleet would sink too. So yeah, no thank you. Still a funny idea though. It's still funny. See, I'm still keeping a $10 Game Pass. I mean, it might be worth it. It might be worth it. Is GTA still going to be on the Game Pass? I thought they were removing that from the Game Pass. Pirate can be reckless. Pirates are reckless, but they're not stupid. They see an enemy ship coming towards them. They're going to blast it to ribbons. So yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I just feel like literally an ancient Roman triume is outgunned by a pirate ship from the golden age of piracy. But still, it's fun to play those scenarios out. That's one reason why I love like alternative history, like alternate history hub, because of like what if scenarios. Like, what if there was actually something I could do in the game that was related to faction war? I'm not going up there. I hate this part of the ocean. This is my least favorite part of all the choppy waters. No, thank you. What else we got? Okay, we got this. That's in 1 minute. Okay, I could do that. Let me switch back to my sloop of war. Yeah, we'll do that. Move all cargo. Do I need to empty some stuff? Do I have... How am I doing on cargo space? Oh, damn. I gotta empty. I gotta make some room here. Let me move a few things over before we go do that one. But just remember, fellow company players, I did my part to help us. Never forget that I tried to help. Alright, so we'll go ahead and move these over. Move out of the way. I'm trying to read. Okay. There. And move these. Okay, I think we lighten the load a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Alright. Okay, we got a few seconds. I only bought GTA Online game, but I need the Game Pass subscription to play online? That sucks. But, I mean, hopefully you're still able to do that, memes. Hopefully. But yeah, I remember doing that. Was it? I think it was Civilization where you could build the Roman ships, right? I don't think you could. You do that in Total War? I don't remember if you could do that in Rome Total War. Maybe you could do it in Rome Total War 2. I used to love the Total War games back in the day. And now they're doing what, Warhammer? I mean, I never got into Warhammer. It's not my thing. I love the sloop. I'm gonna bug with the Sting of 50 bullet. There we go. Yeah, Riley, she loves the small ships too. She loves the sloop. She loves the better. She loves her, like the cutter. I do like the fact that they allow us to upgrade the smaller ships because there's players that want to use the small ships. The way I see the small ships is basically attack like fighter jets in the game. They're kind of like the fighter jets because they're small, they're fast, they can do a lot of damage. This looks ugly. Y'all, I have regrets about doing this. I kind of regret grabbing this war asset. Because this is going to take me right into the heart of the DMC. So now I'm not going to have to deal with the pirateers here. But I'm also going to deal with, like, DMC ships. So maybe I shouldn't have done this one. But what we're in now. We got to keep going. I'm in it now, lads. Alright. We'll keep going. Fuck it. Shit. I didn't think this through. Because there's definitely war cargoes that spawn, and I look at it, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that one. No, I'm good. As y'all may have noticed, I prefer trying to keep it to the open ocean when it comes to these deliveries. Speaking of the pirate themes, do you enjoy the Guarma scene? Guarma does look beautiful in Red Dead Redemption 2. It does. But I do know that Guarma is a lot of people's least favorite. One of their least favorite missions in Red Dead Redemption 2. And it does feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere. And unlike the rest of Red Dead Redemption 2, it's very linear. And if you were able to actually explore Guarma in the early days of Red Dead Online Beta, like I was, before they low-resed it, there's obviously incomplete parts of Guarma that they sadly never finished. It's the same thing for Ludendorff in GTA 5. They never finished Ludendorff either. Because it would have been nice to have North Yankton as an expansion for GTA Online, and it would have been nice to have Guarma as an expansion for Red Dead Online, but obviously in both scenarios it just wasn't meant to be. Alright, this ain't so bad. I thought this is a lot worse than I thought not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It could have been worse. Alright. More pesky privateers. Any day now, mortars. It's taking 500 years for my mortars to get ready. No, I was going to grab that. I'll come back for it. There. I hate them console requires subscriptions. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I do kind of understand because it's they're not in a charity business, and it probably does cost some money for them to operate online games, like whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation. But you know damn well that they probably charge a bit more. Like they have this number, like the minimum amount they need, and then they up the price considerably in order to get as much profit as they can. Like, I don't mind some profit. That's fine. That's the way it works. But a lot of these companies will nickel and dime you as much as they can. I mean, that's true with Sony. That's true with Nintendo. That's true with Microsoft. It's just a sad reality. So I do feel like the subscription fees could be lower. But are they going to be lower? No, of course not. Guarma was a departure from the Western theme. It is beautiful, but... Alright, we got a treasure map here as well. We'll go look for that treasure map. But at the same time, I understand why people don't like Guarma. I just wish Rockstar would have finished Guarma. And I wish that Guarma would have been included as an expansion of Red Dead Online. I wish that they would have actually finished Mexico, Nuevo Paraíso, but they didn't bother with that either. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not like they bothered asking me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move these over. I'm going to go find that treasure. Where do we catch up on chat? Okay, I think we're caught up. Okay, cool. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out today. I mean, it's just a chill stream. We're just talking about the Galleon, what we'd like in year 3 of Skull and Bones, and also Black Flag Resynced, and whatever else y'all want to chat about. All right. Let's go find some treasure. There we go. But, yeah, I mean, if they ever do add land combat, I wonder how that would work. I mean, because we do have areas on the map where we can walk around and explore. But would they actually add new areas or sections of current areas where it would be where enemy pirates or enemy factions would be, and you just run in there with swords and muskets and slicing and dicing your way through them? That'd be kind of cool. If I was developing Red Dead Online, I would have made Red Dead Online called Guarma Pirates Update. Okay. I feel like that's an idea that would have been further down the road if Rockstar was still supporting Red Dead Online. I still think there's a lot of things they could have done, like finally give us properties, because they were working on properties. We know that the data was released regarding that. So it would have been nice to have had property. Oh, there's 2 treasure maps. Okay, cool. 2 for 1 special. Nice. Properties would have been nice. More stable space would have been good. The ability to do robberies, like actual legit robberies, like bank robberies, stagecoach robberies, train robberies. Because a lot of times it feels like they cater the game towards the white hats. Because you have this old notion, right? White hats versus black hats. White hats in like the old timey westerns. Ooh, I've got a buried note. Okay, that's nice. Thanks for the note. All right, I completed. Ooh, I got a reward for that. Sweet. I didn't even know I was going to get a reward for that, but I'll take it. But yeah, I just feel like that there could have been more to Red Dead Online in the early days. Even if they were going to eventually stop supporting it, they should have at least given it. They should have at least made it feel more complete. Especially since we know that they're still making money off Red Dead Online, which really, really shocked me. It shocked me how much money they were still making. Not as much as GTA Online. They were never going to make as much money on Red Dead Online as GTA Online. But they, even post Blood Money in 2021, they were still making money. Ah, damn it. I missed my opportunity. Okay, so someone else is doing that one. That's fine. So nothing else at the moment. A ton of Western theme fulfilled. Oh yeah, that's what I was going back to. Okay, so the old-timey Western films, the bad guys wore black hats, the good guys wore white hats. That's where the whole white hat, black hat comes from. And I feel like there's a lot of things in Red Dead Online that caters more to the white hats and not enough stuff that caters to the black hats, like being able to just go do like heist-themed bank robberies, heist-themed stagecoach robberies, heist-themed train robberies. And I feel like that's something that was badly missing from Red Dead Online, along with the ability to buy houses or shacks and whatnot. So it would have been nice, because years ago I came up with this video called Final Pursuits, where I laid down things I would have liked to have seen in a hypothetical final update to Red Dead Online. But that was a few years ago when I made that video, and I seriously doubt that Rockstar is going to bother to go back and add any further content besides a Telegram mission here, a new map for Call to Arms there. That's about it. But I do understand that they're focusing predominantly right now on GTA 6. It would have just been nice if they would have made Red Dead Online feel a little bit more complete, and also finish the Jessica Leclerc Land of Opportunity story, because that feels kind of unfinished. But that's all in the past, you know. I wonder when Activision's gonna break from releasing new Call of Duty games. Well, they didn't they say they were gonna do that, and then they kind of went back on it like twice now. They said they were gonna stop doing annual releases because there was too much pressure on the studios and people were starting to get fatigued from it. I mean, they said they were gonna do that. They were gonna reschedule it to where it was gonna be every other year, but then they kind of went back on that. But I think that's what they should do. Even though I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, I do have friends that play Call of Duty. My friend Kane plays Call of Duty. My better half, Riley, she plays Call of Duty. And they both complain to me nonstop about the shit in Call of Duty. And many others do too. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they rush these games out. And the problem is people keep buying the game. It's like we talked about yesterday with the sports games. If you keep buying the same sports game every year, just like the sports gamers do, then the studio isn't going to try and raise the bar. They're not going to try and do better. They're just going to keep putting out the same slop every year with a roster update, or maybe some logo and uniform updates. But that's it. So what it comes down to is you have to basically punish them, and you punish them in the pocketbook by not buying the damn game, whether it's an annual sports game or an annual Call of Duty game. And if they don't have enough people saying no and stopping and saying, look, I'm not going to drop another $70 for another disappointment, then they're going to keep doing it. You have to hit them where it hurts. And speaking of Kane, hello Kane, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. All right, so that starts in 4.5 minutes. Let me switch back to my frigate. So yeah, you have to hurt these companies, financially speaking, right? That's what I mean. I mean, don't literally go out and try to hurt them. Don't do anything crazy, some eco-terrorist shit. What I mean is, just don't buy the game. Say, you know what? I'm not buying the game. And if enough people say the same thing, like, you know what? I'm not buying this new sports game that's the same sports game every year. I'm not buying the same Call of Duty. Then if their numbers go down, then they're going to sit back and be like, okay, well, looks like they're finally had enough and we got to do a little course correction here, boys. I mean, that's the only way to stop it. What I do now? No, we were just talking about like Eugene mentioned that how they were supposed to stop putting out annual Call of Duties, and they did say that, but then they clearly aren't keeping their word. But they're going to keep doing it as long as people keep buying the damn game. So the only solution is to stop buying, especially if it's just the same old crap and no major improvements. Like, why waste your money? Why waste your precious time? Because we all only have so much time on this beautiful blue and green ball that we have. But as long as people keep buying the same game over and over again, They'll keep making the same game over and over again, and they'll keep pushing their developers to get the game out instead of giving the game more time to cook, you know? That's the problem. So it is twofold. On one hand, it is the developers and the publishers, but it also, the blame also has to, the responsibility is the consumer. So the consumer has to sit there and say, no, I'm not opening up my wallet for this. I'll go play something else instead. But the problem is too many consumers don't do that. Meme says wasting $70 on the same yearly game. Again, yeah, exactly. And EA Sports can depend on that. We were talking about that yesterday during the GTA stream. So EA Sports can count on you buying Madden every single year, or like 2K with NBA 2K every single year. And the same thing with Activision with Call of Duty every single year. Oh boy, I got some cogwheels. I totally needed them because I only have 12,000 of them. I don't think I'll be running out of cogwheels anytime soon. Okay, so we do have Mighty Upwelling to go fight. We have this. I'm gonna go fight the Upwelling. All right, let's see what the current state of the faction war is. We're losing here. Sucks. Okay, barely winning. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. But territories captured. We're still winning. So even if they get 3 or 4 territories, the company still wins the war. So, yay. Mainly I'm just doing this because I like hanging out with y'all and chilling and talking about random topics like Black Flag Resynced, the Galleon, Year 3, and whatever else you guys want to bring up. All right, so let's. Okay, wait. We gotta wait another 45 seconds. That's fine. Kane says regarding Black Ops 7, I didn't even buy it. It was an early birthday gift. I enjoy Blob 7 Zombies, but it's not worth getting £70 for the basically. Exactly, it's basically the same damn thing. You're ordering some shawarma. Where's my shawarma? Is that infected, dude? I would like some shawarma. Just kidding. I have leftover lasagna. I'm good. But enjoy your shawarma. I do like shawarma. I think I like gyros better. I'm more of a gyro guy. What's up, King Easy? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. But I do like me some Mediterranean food. I like lots of food. Like Mediterranean, Indian, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, American, Italian. I think that's just a regular ship. I'll sink it to get the war assets, though. And then when the Upwelling... I think the Upwelling is actually back there. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I can actually get some other ships to join me this time. All right. Of course, the lovely couple spawned together again. Like, I would like to ask one of the devs at Ubisoft Singapore... Is this intentional? Do they intentionally have these 2 ships spawn together? Or is this just a happy accident? Because it seems ridiculous that these 2 elite warships from the rival factions spawn by each other, and yet they won't even fire a single shot at each other. You and your fiance love shawarma? Yeah, shawarma's pretty good. Oh, kebabs are good too. I like kebabs. All right, let's go sink the mighty Upwelling. And see this game, I tell you, I love this game, but it's far from perfect. You know, even if it was just some I don't know, even if it was like they were actually shooting at each other, but they weren't really doing damage to each other. It was just for like, I guess the illusion of them actually shooting each other. At least that would give me something to work with here. But there's times when they're literally just sitting beside each other, not doing anything. It's like right now, is the Solar Royale mighty shooting at the other ship? No, it's just parked there, just sitting there. It's like Ralph. I'm helping. Kane says, I just got home after watching Michael Jackson. Okay, so you also went to go watch Michael Jackson? Somebody was asking about that earlier. Usually went to go watch it with Gina. They seem to enjoy it. Oh, sorry. See, I call for help, and then the guy that comes and helps me runs into me because I'm not paying attention. That is my bad. I apologize. My bad, good sir. Now, let me just... now you're going to Now, am I a sandwich? Okay, let me get out of the way. Sorry. I do appreciate someone actually coming. Move out of the way. If you're not going to help Solo Royale, mighty, upwelling, lover, simp, go away. Go away before I taunt you a second time. I'll catch you with chat in a moment, guys. I kind of have to focus here or else my ship gets sunk. And I don't really want that to happen to me. I kind of like it when my ship doesn't get sunk. Alright. Let's get out of the mortar range for a moment. There we go. Yeah, now that there's two frigates, see, the mighty upwelling can't decide who they want to shoot at, but it doesn't matter because we murdered it. Good job. I'm glad somebody showed up to help me. Your assistance is much appreciated. Now I'm leaving because I did my job. My work here is done. And yeah, once again, Sola, Royale, Imperial, Mighty, Traitor, whatever. Alright, so Kane says, got home from watching Michael Jackson. It's really good. Temptation not to dance. Oh, were you just going to get up in the theater and just start cutting it, do a moonwalk? That's how tempting it is. One with your dad, because we both love Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'm a Michael Jackson fan as well. I'm just not a huge Michael Jackson fan, but it's so crazy that the fans really seem to be enjoying the movie, but the critics, as usual, are just shitting on it. I mean, what a shock. 57 says, I love sushi. Well, I like California rolls, you know, like crab. I mean, I guess that counts as sushi. I don't eat it as much because I don't think that's as good for you, for your liver, and I kind of have to be careful with my liver. But I do like a lot of Japanese food. I do like Chinese food, and also like, well, Asian food in general. But I like foods from different cultures in different parts of the world. When I was younger, I was a lot more picky, but as I've gotten older, I feel like I've broadened my palate, which is a good thing. It's nice to have some options. Zombfact says, Pat also goes crazy about the facts whenever me and my wife order sushi. Pat says, good job. You'll live longer. Well, you'll live longer if you don't have liver issues. But for the most part, for most people, I guess sushi is good eating. If you go somewhere that actually prepares it properly, that's the problem. Critics did that with Rocket Man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is critics short for? Critical. And I feel like not all critics, some critics can be fair, but there's a lot of them that just want to shit on the movie just because that's just the kind of person they are. They want to shit on anything. It could be a nice sunny day and they're going to be like, well, it's probably going to rain tomorrow. That's the kind of people they are. What ship would you also like added to Skull and Bones? That is a good question because I like the ships that we have so far, and I'm always in favor of more ships. I feel like eventually we'll probably get the Man of War. I think they'll probably release the Man of War as a future like enemy ship for us to fight, and it might be a quick minute before we get the Man of War as our own personal ship because it's going to be an XL ship, and the problem with the Man of War is that you won't be able to take it into the interior portions of the maps because that thing ain't going to be able to fit in the rivers. So it'll just be like a strictly open ocean type vessel. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something I would want personally, but I do think that there are players out there that want a Man of War, even if it's just a really slow tank with a lot of armor and a lot of guns. But I mean, I like some of the ideas we talked about, like maybe a version of the Jackdaw, maybe call it a Brig of War. That'd be kind of cool. because it's not entirely a brigantine. Well, this game's version of a brigantine, it's not exactly a brig. So maybe give it its own class and call it a brig of war. That would work too. All right, where do we leave off in shit? And my game got booped. I got a little boop. That's fine. I can rejoin another lobby. Yeah, I wouldn't moonwalk either. I'm too old to moonwalk. Oh. What do you mean the host left? I was the host. What? Oh my god. You'd find a way to fit in a river? Well, I mean, look, the Corvette can fit. The frigate barely fits, but I think you have to get to a certain point. If you add something as big as a if you add a man of war to the game, I just don't think it would make sense, because that thing's huge. And we're talking. I know that man of war wasn't an actual class, but if we're going by Black Flag and Black Flag Resynced, man of wars do exist, and so I feel like that we'll probably eventually get the man of war ported over. All right, so we got 1 minute left. Okay. This game sometimes does silly things, but what game doesn't? I swear. All right, so we got room. Okay, we'll just wait. Hopefully it doesn't boot me again. Nothing too big when I commanded. Well, you say that now until you get stuck in the river. But I don't think I would risk taking... I don't think I'd risk taking the man of war into the river. And I do like the idea of ships having weaknesses, right? Limitations, especially when it comes, if they ever were to add extra large ships like a man of war to the game, it would make sense for it to be an open ocean ship only. You've been hearing so much about the Michael Jackson movie. I mean, Yuji and his wife Gina give it props. Kane gives it props. So, I mean, that's pretty good. People that we know seem to enjoy it. So that's a positive, in my opinion. Is it the greatest movie ever? Probably not, but it's probably better than what the critics are saying. I mean, it's just like me. I don't give a fuck what the critics are going to say about Masters of the Universe. I'm going to go in with my own opinion about it. I'm going to watch it in June, and then I'll tell y'all what I think. I'll probably do a review about it. It would be nice if I could convince Riley to go with me, but I try, and she's like, not interested. I'm like, but you can get a tub of popcorn with butter. And she just doesn't want to go watch it. But I'm going to go watch it because Masters of the Universe was my childhood, along with Transformers and Real Ghostbusters and some other shows. So hell yeah, I'm going to go watch it. Yeah, I could, you know what's funny? I could actually see Kane doing that. I can see Kane slapping on not one of, like Michael Jackson's his white suit with the white fedora, and start trying to moonwalk. I could see that. or else he gets the Thriller outfit. There we go. Maybe he would do that. So, Kane, which outfit are you going for? The red leather Thriller outfit or the white suit and fedora? Which look you going for? Especially, so the Thriller dance. So you're probably going to be rocking the red and black leather jacket, yeah, especially for that scene. Okay, I see it now. That's funny. Okay, let's get these ships out of here. See, this is why I prefer using the Sloop of War, because it's faster. And it's just it's my running gun ship, because I can run and gun with my torpedoes. And these torpedoes do like a shit ton of poison damage. Zompectus says, I'm not the biggest fan of Michael Jackson, like what GB says, but I really do enjoy his music. I mean, I am a fan. It's just I'm like not a hardcore fan. Like, regarding the allegations against Michael Jackson, I feel like those allegations were made up. I feel like they're bullshit. I think what it comes down to is Michael Jackson really wasn't afforded a childhood, and he was mistreated, especially by his dad. But there are plenty of people like Macaulay Culkin, who when he was a kid was very close to Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson never touched Macaulay Culkin. And Macaulay Culkin has come out and said that time and time again. So if Macaulay Culkin says that Michael Jackson didn't do anything to him, I believe him. Because why would Macaulay Culkin protect him now, you know? Wouldn't it be better if Macaulay Culkin came out as another victim or alleged victim? The answer is yeah, but the truth is Michael Jackson most likely didn't do anything to those kids. Now, I don't know one way or the other. Was he strange? Was he odd? Well, yeah. But I think what it really comes down to is I think Michael Jackson just never got a chance to have a childhood. So yeah, 57 says, I have a theory. If we get the galleon, we'll get like culverins that fire volleys. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what weapons they end up adding in year 3 to go along with the galleon. But if you're right, you know, there's always a chance that it might be an up close and personal type ship. It does seem like it would be, like a ship like that, like the galleon. It seems like something I would want to take up close and personal. You know, not a ranged attack ship like the Garuda. We're all strange in our own way. Yeah, I agree. But I think a lot of the lawsuits against Michael Jackson were simply for greed. We're just people trying to get a payday. But I think of all the kids that could have come out and openly said that Michael Jackson did bad things to him, it would have most likely been Macaulay Culkin, but Macaulay Culkin has said a completely different story. And Macaulay Culkin has no reason to lie about that. Now, are there monsters like that in Hollywood? Yeah, we've heard horror stories about bad things being done to kids. And those monsters should be buried under prisons. But I've looked at the information from what is out there, and I would say that chances are Michael Jackson probably didn't actually do anything really bad. But then again, I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong about that. But there's been a few people that have come out defending Michael Jackson over the years. But look, for the record, if Macaulay Culkin was a real victim, then I think Macaulay Culkin would have said something much sooner. But he hasn't. I'm either named Michael Jackson or Michael Myers or Michael DeSanta. Okay. What about Michael Corleone? There's other Michaels out there. I can tell from a glance. But anyways, let's pick a new topic. But like I said, any monsters out there that does that to children, they deserve a slow, painful death. Absolutely. And look, in my eyes, children are not just kids. Children are underage, like tweens or teens, minors. Like any minors that have had anything done to them. I don't care if they were a singer or an executive in Hollywood or a billionaire or a politician. You get where I'm going with this. If they are guilty, I believe that they should be prosecuted and they should be charged and they should be punished accordingly. And with that being said, we're going to move on from this topic because this is a pretty dark topic. So if somebody else has a different suggestion. Michael Corleone is Al Pacino's character. He does become Godfather. But his father, Vito Corleone, was the Godfather originally. Without spoiling. I mean, you have never watched Godfather? Like, I would highly recommend Godfather 1 and 2. They're both long. But Godfather 1 and 2 are really good. I would pass on Godfather 3, though. I mean, Godfather 3 is okay, but at the end of the day, it's just not as good as the first two movies. Daredevil Season 5 is almost finished. 2 weeks, can't wait for the Punisher special and Spider-Man 4. Riley and I started binging Invincible Season 4 last night. We have 2 episodes left. It's really good. Invincible Season 4 is really good. I said this earlier. I still think the first season of Invincible is the best. But Season 4, unless the last 2 episodes just suck ass, which I don't think they will, I'm going to go ahead and put Season 4 of Invincible in second place. So you got Season 1, Season 4, Season 3, and then Season 2 of Invincible. I think that's a good way to rank it. So I would put Season 2 at the bottom, and then Season 1 at the top, followed by Season 4 of Invincible. So, yeah, Riley and I are going to finish that tonight with the last 2 episodes, and then we're going to start watching The Boys. We're still watching Season 1 of Stargate SG-1. She's really enjoying it so far. So I'm glad she's enjoying it. It's a great show, by the way. Especially if you love the Stargate movie. I feel like the Stargate SG-1 just takes the concept of Stargate and just expands it and fleshes it out even more. So you haven't seen the Godfather movies, but heard so much about them? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Godfather 1 and 2 are really good, but they're both really, really long, though. Kane says, hell yeah. I said it's on par with Season 1. Yeah, I would say it's a close second. But Season 1 was just so freaking good because there's things that happen, and especially if you're going in blind to Invincible, that just catch you completely off guard. You're like, what the fuck? But yeah, I've really enjoyed Riley and I both really enjoyed Season 4 of Invincible. Yeah, The Boys. Yeah, it's the final season of The Boys as well. I don't think they've put out all the episodes yet, so Riley and I are kind of waiting for the remaining episodes to be put out and trying to avoid spoilers. Easier said than done. But hopefully the final season of The Boys is good. Let's see. We got... Oh, it ends in 15. I can do that in 15 minutes. What ship we got? I'll go back to the frigate. No, wrong button. Silly. You fool. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm good on weapons. Okay. For a moment there, I thought I was running low on something. Because that happens sometimes. Sometimes I'll be grinding, and then I run out of cannonballs. I'm like, oof. Guys, bad news. I seem to be out of cannonballs. We will now start throwing rocks. Guys, what's JJ? JJK? For what show? Are you talking about Invincible? Or are you talking about Daredevil? Or are you talking about The Boys? Because we're kind of talking about several shows. Anthony Starr's a goat. Yeah, Anthony Starr is really good as Homelander. And I think he would be a really good Wesker. I know a lot of people want him to be Wesker in a future Resident Evil movie. Of course, I think they're making a Resident Evil movie, but there's some people already concerned about that Resident Evil movie. And I'm not exactly a huge Resident Evil fan, but I know that there's people that if they ever do like add Wesker to a future Resident Evil movie, they would definitely like to have Anthony Starr as Wesker. He's a great actor. I hope he ends up getting more roles post The Boys. He definitely deserves it, in my opinion. Oh, and some people were also talking about Jack Quaid and how some people want him to be Max Payne if there's ever a future Max Payne game. You know what? I can see that. I could see Jack Quaid as Max Payne. What do y'all think? I think that could work. Oh, and I like the fact that there was like what news article that got dogpiled because they were referring to Jack Quaid as the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. I mean, come on, look. I mean, we do have a nepo issue in Hollywood, but I feel like Jack Quaid has, gone above and beyond to prove that he's a good actor in his own right. I mean, yes, his parents were famous, Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, and his crazy uncle Randy Quaid. Yeah, but I think Jack Quaid deserves to be credited as Jack Quaid. But yeah, I think that he would be a good Max Payne. If they make another Max Payne game. I know they already made a Max Payne movie years ago and it wasn't very good. But my hope is that if they made a future one, it would be considerably better and more faithful to the games. See, Kane says, I agree, it would be a pretty good Max Payne. Yeah, I think so. Plus, it would be a darker role for him, I mean, his character on The Boys is pretty dark too, but sometimes he's the comic relief. But he has had character growth since season 1 of The Boys. Did I call for help? I did call for help. And nobody's coming to help me. Oh, well. C'est la vie. I don't need any help. I need this guy to fuck off. Go away, fucker. Leave me alone. I'm not wasting cannonballs on you. You're not worth it. Isn't that sad? I'm not even willing to waste cannonballs on somebody. I'd rather just focus on this asshole. Ah, damn it. Sometimes it pays to read the cooldown, and sometimes I'm not because it's like at the bottom, and I don't bother reading it. I think enough time passes by, but sometimes not enough time has passed by for the cooldown, for the mortars. I almost got this asshole. I did it again. I freaking did it again, y'all. I just want my mortars, and I want them now. All right, I'll catch up with chat once I get back to shore. And also collect my rewards. There. Okay. I grabbed them. All right, now we're out of here. Okay, where do we leave off? There's a reason he's only in the Modern Warfare 2 bundle. Oh, that's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason why you bought him. Heard of... I don't know if you heard of... I never heard of Banshee. Oh, so Anthony Starr was the main protagonist of that show? Okay. I mean, there's so many shows out there. But, yeah, I mean, if... It doesn't surprise me he was good in that show because he's a pretty solid actor. Okay, yeah, Kane has he's planning on doing a Max Payne playthrough. So Kane's got plans to go play Max Payne, and I wish you the best of luck, Kane. I'm gonna wait till the remakes come out because, yeah, the Max Payne games are fun, but they're also a bit challenging. Why is it called The Boys, even though there's not just boys in it? I know, haha, running joke. I mean, they have to go by something, right? They have to have some sort of name. But, yeah, I mean, that's just the name of the show, based off the comics. And I do feel like, from what I know about the comics, I do feel like the show is actually better. The only thing I wish they would have done more is with Tech Noir. I feel like they could have done way more of Tech Noir. I mean, I think they got his character right. He was a freaking weirdo. Of course, a lot of the so-called heroes in the show are weirdos. But I would have liked to see some... I guess they decided to repurpose Tech Noir and make him not really... Because, I don't know, he was a little bit different in the comics. Will be a walk in the park or a repeat of GTA 3. Yuji, yes, please, Yuji. Let's give Kane a little honesty. Sometimes honesty hurts. Sometimes it's necessary. I mean, I try to be honest all the time. I try to temper my honesty and not be as brutal in the honesty. But I always try and think about I guess a nicer way to say the same thing. Sometimes it depends on the mood. Sometimes I just straight up and just say it like it is. All right, we can move these to the warehouse. There we go. And open these. I'm not keeping those. I do not want those. All right. Look at the map again. What else we got? No, I'm not in the mood for that one. Let's see. Rutro Raggy. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I would just say it's challenging. So Yuji says, Ken, I love you, but Max Payne is slightly worse than GTA 3. It's hard to disagree with that one. I mean, I hope, I guess at least give it a try. You just give it the old schoolgirl effort, when, who knows, maybe you can rise to the occasion, Kane. Maybe you got what it takes. But, win or lose, at least at the end of the day, you could say you tried, That's the way I would look at it. But, yeah, the original Max Payne is challenging. Shit got me feeling like 4, 5, 6 in Squid Game. What, I played these games before. I think that's the line, right? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Where can I go with my life? That one's almost done. No, thank you. I'll just go back to St. Anne. Screw it. Banshee's plot is around Anthony Starr's character, ex-convict, impersonates a sheriff in a small town, hidden true identity. He was in jail for over a decade. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep a lookout for it. There's other shows that Riley and I are currently watching. But who knows? Maybe somewhere down the road I might see it. And if we have nothing else to watch, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember. But yeah, there's a lot of really good shows out there. And there's a lot of crap out there, too. This one might be more palatable for me. But that's like less than 5 minutes from now. But what's everybody up to this week? Anyone got any fun, exciting plans? Oh, yeah, I just want to go ahead and make an announcement. There will be a video tomorrow, early access for the members, and live stream. 6 p.m. my time, Central Time, 12 a.m. Tuesday morning, UK time, because Lord of Hatred. That's right, Lord of Hatred is coming. And I did a Let's Play of Vessel of Hatred a few weeks ago. And I did put up a poll. Some people voted in the poll, and the majority vote was for me to live stream Lord of Hatred. And that's what I'm going to do. So here's my plan. My plan is Monday night, 6 p.m. Probably 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Probably like a 3-4 hour stream. I'll play Lord of Hatred Monday night, my time. And then I guess Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central. So we'll go back to the regular time. That normally I stream around 12 p.m. Central. Mostly on the weekends, but we're going to make an exception this week because of Lord of Hatred, the new expansion of Diablo 4. And so Tuesday I'll do part 2. And then I guess Wednesday I'll do part 3. Times Tuesday and Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. UK. But there will be a special Monday night stream tomorrow night. FYI. Because I really want to play Lord of Hatred. Because on the side, I've been playing a shit ton of Diablo 4. Because I got back into Diablo recently because of, everything going on with Diablo Year 30. They added the Warlock to Diablo 2 Resurrected. So I played through that. We did a Let's Play of that. Well, it's not finished yet. I did Act 1, 2, 3, and 4. I am going to go back and do Act 5, a.k.a. Lord of Destruction. That's going to be after we're done with Lord of Hatred. So that's on the other side. But after I defeated Diablo in Diablo 2 Resurrected with the Warlock, I took a break to shift gears to Diablo 4 to play Vessel of Hatred because I knew that Lord of Hatred was coming, and I never played Vessel of Hatred, and I thought it was a good opportunity to buy both expansions because Vessel of Hatred was included with Lord of Hatred, so it was a good deal for me. And so I decided to play through Vessel of Hatred, which I did on the channel. So that's up, all 3 parts. And we're going to do the same thing with Lord of Hatred, except for I'm going to do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right, how much more time do I have left on the thing? We have 2 minutes. Let's switch ships real quick. Do I got room? Yeah, I got room. Switch back to the Sloop of War. So for anybody into Diablo, I'll be playing that tomorrow night. And then once again, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. UK. I'm guessing it's going to be a 3 or 4 parter. I'm probably around the same length as Vessel of Hatred. I don't know if it's longer. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But I'm still looking forward to the new season because they're also doing a lot of quality of life changes to Diablo 4. We're not losing the war. What are you talking about? We're losing the battle period. The battle period we're losing. But look at this. Look at this, 57. Even if hypothetically the DMC over the next 8 days managed to win all 5 territories, what does that give them? It gives them 9 territories. We still have 12. We still win. We're not going to lose the war. And they're not going to sweep. Oh, the beep. Yeah, we're losing the battle period, of course. But there's still 8 days left. Things can change in the next 8 days. I don't think they're going to win all 5 territories. I think they might win 3 territories, maybe. But by the end of the war, it's already decided. The company has already won the second war. And the first war. Winning. Banshee is one of those dark crime dramas that's rewatchable. Nice. Cool. Well, I might watch it eventually. Daredevil season is second. You think so? You're liking season 2 of Born Again? Okay. I haven't really heard too many praising it too much though, but I'll definitely watch it. I'm waiting for the entire season to be out before I watch it. Riley's not interested in it because she didn't really care for season 1 of Born Again. I liked it. I still feel like the Netflix show is a little bit better. It's not like, when I say better, I mean, I don't think that Born Again was ever going to top the 3 seasons of Daredevil on Netflix. And I do think that there are limitations that they have because of Disney. So they're never going to allow Daredevil to be as dark as it was on Netflix. But I think that it's still a decent continuation of the Daredevil story. Oh, you got to get going? All right, see you later, 57. Hopefully you have a good week. But thanks for hanging out with us today. All right. Yeah, I got to put the finishing touches on tomorrow's video. It's pretty much done. It's got a couple of things I need to put on to do to it before it's ready to render and upload and get ready for the members, which will get early access to my video tomorrow. I don't want to spoil, but it makes it similar to Breaking Bad. Okay. Well, I mean, I may eventually watch it Unfacted. You know, it's just I got so many other shows. Like right now, Riley and I are in the middle of season 1 of Stargate SG-1, and we got a long ways to go in that series because that was back when they actually did 20 episodes a season. So we got that, and you know we're gonna finish Invincible tonight, and we're gonna start The Boys eventually. So we kind of have a plate full of content right now to watch. There's a cameo in one of the episodes that's so well hidden you probably never find it. The cameo has a huge importance. Okay, well I'll keep an eye out for the cameos. Okay, well, but I'll eventually watch Daredevil Born Again season 2. I'm just gonna probably have to do that on my own. Because Riley's not interested, sadly. But it's okay. It's fine. There's stuff Riley likes to watch that I don't want to watch, so that's the way it goes. Okay, well, I get what you're saying, Zonfected, but once again, to conclude this conversation regarding Banshee, if I watch it eventually, I'll watch it. It's just that I got other shows. Kind of busy right now. Plus real life stuff. So, but I'll be on the lookout out for it eventually. If somewhere down the road there's something, you know, we're looking for something to watch but can't find anything to watch, and hopefully, I guess at the very least you could tell me what streaming service is it on? Is it on a streaming service? Oh, you geeked out over it? Okay, well, I will keep my eyes open when I'm watching season 2 of Born Again, and if I see it, I see it. If I don't see it, then I'll be like, oh, oof. Well, I guess I missed it. Okay, well, I appreciate that, so I'm infected. It also depends on what streaming service it's on, because I don't have every single streaming service. And I don't want every single streaming service because, you know, that adds up price tag wise. Because nowadays I only renew a streaming service to watch something, and when I'm done watching it, I cancel it to save money. So that's kind of like why I'm waiting for all this stuff to come out on Disney Plus, and that way I throw Disney Plus like a month's worth of money, and then I watch all this stuff like Maul, Shadowlord, season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, and then probably the Punisher special, and I think that's it. And after I'm done watching all that stuff, then I'm going to cancel it. Because it pains me that I have to give Disney any money. But I do want to watch those shows. So there. Banshees on HBO. Yeah, at the moment I don't have HBO, so maybe one day there are a couple shows I've kind of wanted to watch, like season 2 of House of Dragon. But I heard it wasn't as good as season 1. So maybe I'll just wait until season 3 comes out, and then I'll do that. We'll see. Once again, too many freaking shows. Too many shows, not enough time, and other games to play and real life stuff going on. Thanks, Kane, for the £2 super chat. Get a soda for Riley on me. Okay, I'll tell her that. When I get her a soda later, I'll say, this soda's on Kane. The funny gentleman over there in the UK. It's kind of like at the bar where someone buys you a drink. Oh, yeah, that gentleman over there bought you this drink. It doesn't have anything funny in it, does it? Okay, what else we got? All right, so we got that's in 2 minutes. Okay, cool. At least there's things to do. Look, at the end of the day, those of you that were watching know that I try to do my part to help the company in this final battle period, okay? I tried to help. All right, that's about to happen. So let me switch back to the... You know what? I'm going to fight... I'll fight you in my Super War Op, Welling. I don't need my frigate to take you down, Mighty Op Welling. I'll fight you in my Super War. Let's go. Say I get you on the streaming services... Yeah, exactly. At first it seemed reasonable, but there's so many now, and they all charge. Their prices continue to go up. It's crazy. It's difficult to watch many shows. Yeah, I agree. Yuji says, wait, what's this about a bar? The amount of free drinks I got, thankfully nothing bad ever happened to you. Yeah, I mean, I don't really drink alcohol, so I never had somebody like, oh, here's a club soda from that gentleman over there. And he's just looking at me like, hey, buddy. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. All right, so I did that one. Okay, cool. All right, I'm rocking it. Oh, no. No. Okay, I nearly got hit by that rogue wave. Okay, that was a close call. Wait. No. Just like Punisher. Just like the meme. That frigate was flying. Did y'all see that? He was airborne. See, this works out. See, he's got the frigate. I got my Super War. This is a good 1-2 combo. This will work. Hopefully. All right, I'll catch you with chat in a moment, guys. But I do appreciate y'all being here. And hopefully y'all having a decent weekend. And as y'all may have noticed, I'm trying to avoid politics, especially in light of what occurred last night. I mean, that was crazy last night. Because I was watching Invincible with Riley, and all of a sudden I saw, like, oh, sorry, dude, my bad. I need to watch where I'm going. I sincerely apologize. Please forgive me. But, yeah, I started reading about the White House Correspondents' Dinner trending. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, okay, that's crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. That's a weird situation that happened last night. For a lot of reasons. But maybe we shouldn't go there. What do y'all think? I mean, if somebody wants to go there, I won't stop you. But, yeah, it is interesting that a lot of the talking heads all started saying the same damn thing. Like, see, this is why we need the ballroom. And you're just hearing all these same people saying the same crap. Like robots. It's like, that seems a little weird. That seems a little odd. But anyways. Look, I try not to go there. I do. I try not to, but sometimes it happens. I just can't help myself. That's why I keep the X account around, so I can post opinions about this or that. Yeah, a lot of people know, like, even a lot of people outside the U.S. are aware of what happened last night at the Correspondents' Dinner. I would say at the very least, like, what the fuck's up with the security, right? Like, I will say that. I don't know if it was a legit thing or something else, but I will say that security at that event, especially for all the high-ranking people that were there at the Correspondents' Dinner, I am shocked how bad that security was. It's like, what? It's like, how did they even allow that to happen? And that's why people understandably, call BS or shenanigans on something like that. Because they're like, wait a minute, that seems weird. I mean, you had the president there, you had the vice president there, you had a lot of people in the administration there, you had members of Congress there, you had the Speaker of the House there who was getting rushed away. So, what is up with security? Yeah, I see, and that's the thing. Like, the Secret Service is supposed to be the best security detail in the entire world, second to none. Plus, on top of that, you had hotel security, and you had Capitol Police security, and you probably had other federal agencies there besides the Secret Service. So it just seems rather odd. But anyways, I know some people are, I mean, it's just it's just one of these topics we bring up. All right, let's see. Okay, so these go. We'll move these over. Yeah, I was going to say something on my socials about it, even though it's just me basically screaming into the wind, no one else really caring, except for Kane. And maybe a few others. But the only thing that keeps coming to my mind is all those people that kept that on, it was like on cue, and there's screenshots to prove it. On cue, these people, after that incident, started using the same talking points, or almost the same talking points as the president. This is why we need a ballroom. I don't know, it just seems very strange. But anyways, let's see. My question is, what the fuck, that Twitter account? Yeah, that Twitter account is so weird. It's like, because like the name was revealed like years ago by this random Twitter account with what it was like a Peppy Frog in a suit and like a tuxedo similar to what the president was wearing. That seemed rather strange and coincidental. and then his name is mentioned. Like, I was trying to look up to that and see if that was bullshit. Because, you know, my automatic reaction is, okay, this has to be AI. This has to be Photoshop. This has to be bullshit, right? Because I'm all about the trust but verify, you know. Because there's so much AI slop and Photoshop out there that it's just hard to trust anything that gets posted. But apparently that account was legit. So that seems rather... You think it was a Groyper? One of, what, Fuentes' lackeys? Maybe. That could be the case. All right, thanks for the money, T. Enjoy your commodities. All right, let me catch up with chat real quick. Yeah, I'm not 100% into politics, but I do keep an ear out of curiosity. Yeah, that's how Riley is. She doesn't care for politics either. I mean, for the record, I hate politics, but I'm also interested in it because I understand what happens in politics affects us for good or bad. So I have a interesting point of view on politics. All right, so this happens in about 4.5 minutes. Okay, we can chill for a minute. So Yuji says that's why when it comes to politics, when you guys start talking, I zone out. I completely understand your opinion, Zombfected's opinion, Riley's opinion when it comes to politics. Like, you know, I get that. I totally do get that. Because at the end of the day, Kane and I and Pat and I, we three can whine about politics all day long and say, you know, it should be like this, it should be like that. But the sad reality is anybody going to listen to us? No. Is anyone going to listen to me or Kane or Pat regarding our political opinions, which mostly align together? We have some differences, but mostly I feel like our opinions are about the same. Sadly, no. I hate to be cynical there or pessimistic, but I still have a right to my opinions, damn it. That's how I feel. I will say this, though. Regarding what happened last night, I'm glad nobody was harmed. I will say that. I don't know if it was legit. I don't know if it was staged. You can make the argument either way. But I'm also glad that nobody was harmed. It just seems really strange, some of the things that have come to light since the incident last night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. See, I try not to care about politics, but 2 years ago, my prime minister almost started a civil war. Yeah, exactly. And my president has divided the country, and he's extremely corrupt, and he's on a list, and he's a convicted criminal. So yeah, it's just the facts speak for themselves. So it's just like, I have to say what I say. I have to throw my opinion out there. Even if I am just a madman screaming into the wind. That's how I feel sometimes. But yeah, there's a reason why I stopped making political videos, because I put so much effort into it. I put my opinion out there. And what was the point? It's much easier for me just to go on my X account and just do the same thing, which is, it's much faster. I sit there and I try to max out the amount of characters I'm allotted if I need to. Sometimes I don't do that. And I just throw my opinion out there into the wind to blow away into the abyss, wherever it goes. But I still feel the need to put my opinion out there regarding politics. But anyways, I guess that's enough political talk. Let's see. Okay, I got a question for you. All right, so besides Black Flag Resynced, besides GTA 6, is there another game coming out this year that you're excited about? Let me know in the chat. There you go. I know I'm making it. It's probably going to be a challenge for some people because they're like, well, wait a minute. Those are the two games I want. Well, sorry. You gotta think hard, which means I have to as well. I guess if Ace Combat 8, let me back up. Ace Combat 8. I definitely would like Ace Combat 8 to come out this year. I get the feeling it probably will get delayed to next year. Oh, yeah, 007. Silly me. Yeah, Sinister and Kane are both excited for 007. Yuji of Wolverine. Okay, so that wasn't such a hard question as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so yeah, you got the new 007 coming out soon, right? That's very soon. Wolverine's coming out later. Oh yeah, and the Lego Batman game. Yeah, Lego Batman's coming out too. So that's at least 3 confirmed games that will be coming. Ace Combat 8, maybe this year. It wouldn't shock me if they delay it. You're hyped for 007? I am cautiously optimistic for 007. I'm going to wait. I might get it, but I'm going to wait. I'm just very excited for Lord of Hatred because I'm a huge Diablo fan, so I'm excited for that right now. And obviously for Black Flag Resynced and for GTA 6, but what a shock there. All right, your shawarma survived. Nice. Enjoy your shawarma. Madden. Very funny, Sinister. Very funny. But anyways. Fucking Madden. It's sad because I used to love playing. Back in the day, in the 2000s, I used to play sports games. But like we were talking about yesterday, that was during a time when there was 2 competing franchises. You had Madden, and then you had NFL 2K, right? And because they were in competition, they actually put out decent quality games. So that was back when I actually did like to play those games. But look, the best American football game will always be Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl is the GOAT, especially with that theme. I love the theme of Tecmo Bowl. There will always be a special place in my heart for Tecmo Bowl. You're definitely gonna stream both. Love James Bond. Yeah, you love the Lego games. I don't know if I'm gonna, even though I'm a huge Batman fan, and obviously there's a lot of love being put into Lego Batman from the Arkham games, which I also loved. I don't know. I'll watch you play it, Kane. I'll definitely watch you play Lego Batman, but I just don't think I'm gonna pick that one up. I mean, I hope it's good. I always say that. Even if it's a game that doesn't interest me, I hope it's a good game. Maybe I'll get it for free. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. I'm selling through the Megalostari. That's awesome. Great. Wonderful. Yep. I think I'm going to need a bigger boat, y'all. Yep. We're going to need a bigger boat. Oh, shit. No. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Go away. No. I'm just passing through, Sharky. Don't eat me. Hey, eat these assholes instead. Yeah, eat them. Oh, you fucker. Fuck you. I was out of your territory, shark. Leave me alone. Douchebag. You know what? For the record, I'm kind of glad Megalodons went extinct. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I'm kind of glad they're not around anymore. Besides, what have we gotten from Megalodons? We've got these big, giant, cool-looking teeth, right? And we also got like 2 really cheesy popcorn movies with Jason Statham. I mean, that's about it. So, yeah. And they probably didn't even look like great white sharks. That's the funny thing. It's like for the longest time, when people think of a megalodon, they just think of like a supersized great white shark. But a lot of scientists now believe they didn't even look like a great white shark. Because all we have to go by is the damn teeth. It's not like dinosaur fossils, you know. So we have no idea what a megalodon actually looked like. But that's the lazy thing we do is we take a great white shark and we just supersize it. I mean, in my opinion, I think great white sharks are large enough already. Like I saw this beautiful large great white shark. I guess she's really old. I guess she was like swimming around like off the coast of Australia, and there's like divers actually swimming with her. So that was, I mean, I personally wouldn't do that, but if someone else wants to go swim with a great white shark, you do you, right? I'm very libertarian when it comes to that sort of thing. Hey, that's your choice. You go swim with a big giant shark. Okay. Hopefully it works out for you. But yeah, you could tell she was an older great white shark, but she was massive. So yeah, I think they're big enough. I don't think we need megalodons. All right, so the shawarma took over an hour to arrive. It's made by a gourmet restaurant. Well, I hope it's worth the wait. You may have to put it in the microwave for a minute to heat it back up, though. But then again, maybe it's still hot. But either way, I hope you enjoy your shawarma. Lego Star Wars game from 2022 was awesome. I think I got that for free. Because I think it became available for free. Oh, yeah, the Gonk droid, our mascot for Prickcast. The Gonk became our mascot. What about hammerhead sharks? Hammerhead sharks are interesting. It's like, what happened that made a shark evolve into a hammerhead shark? That, I guess it's just I guess there's some aerodynamics there. And maybe having their eyes on both sides maybe gives them a wider range of view when it comes to potential prey. All right, so this dude's asking for help against the Hubrick twins. Okay, fine. I'll do a good deed today. Why not? Besides, I get tired of them shooting at me, even if I am part of the company at the moment. Right. What? My ship is glitching. The colors are glitching on my ship. What the fuck? Okay, anyways, let's go fight the Hubrick twins. I'm kind of bored. Let's go do that. We'll do something different. One day it'll return in another life. Yeah, one day the Gonk will return. Oh, that's one movie that people don't really care about. The new Star Wars movie, like Mandalorian and Grogu. People are not excited about that movie. It's like nobody is even talking about it. It's like, whatever. And I love the first and second seasons of Mandalorian. And, there were things I liked about season 3. I mean, it wasn't great. I do like Katie Sackhoff, so I did like her in season 3. But at the same time, I mean, it wasn't as good as 1 or 2. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people were... I don't know. I mean, maybe Mandalorian and Grogu will surprise us. I hope so, but I have my doubts. But who knows? Maybe Gonk will make an appearance in Mandalorian and Grogu. We can always dream, right? That's what people really... They don't want an Anakin cameo. They want a Gonk cameo. But yeah, let me focus on fighting these pesky twins with their opera. Alright, freaking Bertrand. Well, we already took down his crazy brother, so that's good. God, I hate their torpedoes. So annoying. Yeah, the hammerhead sharks in GTA 5 won't hurt you, but in real life, I would avoid hammerhead sharks. They have been known to attack humans. So yeah, I like sharks. I just don't want to go near a shark because I don't want to be bitten by a shark, It's the same thing for snakes. I don't want to be bitten by snakes either. But I do recognize that snakes are important to the environment. Even poisonous snakes. I'd rather avoid them. Let them have their place in the world, and I'll just... Why am I shooting at a player? Sorry. My bad. That happens sometimes. Because I'm thinking frigate, right? Because that's what the Hubrick twins use. They use frigates. And I see a frigate, I'm like, oh shit, there he is. I'm like, nope, that was not the correct ship. GB. Like I said, mistakes were made. Alright. But yeah, I'll catch you with chat in just a moment. Let me sink this fool. Oh, I see how it is, company. It's okay for the course fleet to shoot at me, but if I shoot at the course fleet, you guys get mad. Oh, okay. That's what we call a double standard. It's fucking bullshit. That's what it is. Move out of my fucking way. See, I'm trying not to shoot them, even if they are shooting at me. Douchebags. Alright, let me get over there and get that treasure. Alright, let me grab the loot. I'll leave that treasure map there because it's a blue one. Not interested. She's not interested. Alright, let me repair the ship. You rather go skydiving than swimming? I've thought about skydiving. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, here's a fun fact. If you do go out in the ocean, chances are there probably is a shark not too far away, but they're not interested in us. We're not on the menu. It does happen sometimes. But most of the time, they'd rather eat something else. All right, where do we leave off with chat? Yeah, Precast was a good show. You know, but it was like herding cats, you know, but we had some good times. But yeah, it was just herding cats, and sometimes it just got to the point where it was hard to wrangle enough people together, but it still doesn't take away the fact that we had fun making that series. I mean, there's always a chance they may add. I hope they had more shark variety in 6. Because we had basically 2 sharks. We had the bull shark, which is a man-eater, by the way. The bull sharks actually kill more people a year than any other shark. Fun fact. And they actually can go into fresh water, which makes them even scarier. No, I don't want to do that one. You know what? I'm just going to go back to St. Anne. But yeah, I would like for there to be a variety of different shark types, like bull sharks, hammerhead sharks, tiger sharks, maybe. I don't know if Mako. I guess it would depend on what type of sharks actually exist off the coast of Florida. I do think the great whites do too. So it would be kind of cool if you go far enough out, you would run into great white sharks. Hell, I wouldn't mind if they added something more like we were just joking about a Megalodon. And, you know, do y'all remember there was like that Megalodon mod on GTA 5 on PC years ago? Or there were several Megalodon mods? That would be kind of cool, you know, if they actually did that. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they added, like, you know, okay, good comparison. Like, you know, the legendary animals in Red Dead? Maybe they do something similar in GTA 6, like where maybe there's a Megalodon out there lurking somewhere deep in the ocean, but you have to go find it. And maybe there's a Kraken as well. And probably like a really large gator, just like in story mode of Red Dead Redemption 2. And oh yeah, those big giant invasive snakes that are in the Florida Everglades. Maybe you have to kill a certain amount of them. You have a phobia of reptiles. I've known people that have had a fear of reptiles. Like I knew somebody, she was afraid of a lizard. Like even innocent little lizards, right? She was scared to death of lizards. It was the strangest thing. So I mean, I understand. There are things that people are afraid of. I'm more afraid of other people, especially people in power. They're way more dangerous and destructive. I think I used to have a fear of clowns when I was a kid, but I don't really fear clowns anymore. But I think when I was a kid, I kind of blamed the Yet miniseries with Tim Curry. I think that kind of did it to me because he was just so scary as Pennywise. And, you know, Skarsgård does a good job as Pennywise as well. But I'll always remember, like, Tim Curry's version of Pennywise. Hey, you Georgie. But watching that as a kid scared the shit out of me. Hold on, Blackwood. I got something for you.
We are molded by our enemies.
All right, I'll turn that in. There. Thank you, sir.
Perhaps you shall find yourself in our good graces.
But yeah, what would y'all like to see like in 6 online? Would y'all like to see legendary animals similar to Red Dead?
Moving up in the world.
Salvage.
How about new
That's it.
cannons for your ship?
All right. I'll salvage the 2s, but 3s, I like to stack the 3s. Even though I have like a ton of 3s, I like to keep them. You never know. Maybe one day somebody needs one and I just happen to have a few. Maybe. Okay. Let's see. What's up? Move those over. Open some silver. Open these chests. Get the loot out. And this one. There you go. Okay. Grab all this. Yeah, after a while you get used to doing this. It becomes kind of old hat. Terminus 3. Alright. I'll add that too. Alright. Let's see. We might be able to go to... maybe. I mean, maybe there's a version of the Bermuda Triangle like off the coast of Leonida. Maybe in like the upper corner of Leonida. Like, that'd be kind of neat. Or maybe they'll call it like the Bermuda Square. You know, or the Leonida Square. Or the Leonida Triangle. And it's like one of these areas where some weird shit happens. That'd be kind of cool. I would like that. Because I used to be obsessed with the Bermuda Triangle. Like from that squadron of pilots that disappeared to so many ships over the years that have disappeared. No, I don't want to join you guys. I'm just trying to talk to the blacksmith.
If it kills,
That's the problem when it's the same fucking button. There we go.
may the sea rise up.
Yeah, there'd be like some mysterious stuff. Maybe if you dive down there, you'll see the... I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like tons of Easter eggs in 6, just like there was in 5. So yeah, I am so looking forward to GTA 6 in so many ways, especially like the exploring part. And I said this before, once I get past the tutorial phase, because I feel like they're going to use the ankle bracelet to keep you in a certain area of the map for a certain period. But eventually I think the ankle bracelet will come off for Lucia. And when that happens, I'm hopping in a car and I'm just going to go around the map. I'm going exploring. That's how I'm going to spend episode 1 of my stream. Is I'm going to spend the first few hours with the tutorial. The moment the game frees me to explore the rest of Leonida, I'm going to stop what I'm doing with the main story, pick it up in episode 2, and hit the road. Hit the fucking road and go see the sights. That's what I'll be doing for the rest of episode 1. Just exploring. All right. That's about to start. Okay, let's go. We'll go do this. At least that way I can say I did attempt to help with the cause. Exactly. I think there's gonna be even more water exploration in 6 than 5. And I think there's obviously gonna be way more sea life. It's great that there's other games that we can, play to pass the time, right? Like we just talked about, with Black Flag Resynced, with Lord of Hatred expansion, with Lego Batman, with 007, with another sea monster over here, of course. Now there's a Tylosaurus over here. Great. Yeah, this one's actually pretty easy because this one just sits on top of the water all the fucking time. All right, I'm gonna call for help. But yeah, there's so many good games coming out, like 007, Wolverine. I hope Wolverine's good, because I do like Wolverine. I hope it's brutal as hell. It better be. It better not be no PG crap. Alright, so I'm getting 2v1 right now by the zombie Tylosaurus and the mighty Upwelling. Okay. In the words of Optimus Prime, I'll take you all on, as I proceed to get sunk. Oh, and that's another thing I like about like Invincible. It has such good voice acting, and Peter Cullen plays a character in Invincible. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, I do like the fact they have a lot of really good voice actors and actresses in Invincible. Shit, I'm getting wrecked. I'm getting wrecked something first. But yeah, you got Peter Cullen. You got J.K. Simmons. What else? You got Stephen Yu. Even have Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He plays a character eventually. So you get kind of a Negan Glenn rematch. Walter Goggins plays a character, and I mean that's a great actor right there, Walter Goggins. Like from not just like the Fallout show where he plays obviously the ghoul, but he's so good in almost every role I've seen him in. Well, there's a lot of really good actors and actresses involved in Invincible, and I'm not invincible, obviously. Well, that's what happens when I'm trying to tango with a zombie Tylosaurus and the mighty Upwelling at the same time. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is amazing. You know, I really am upset. I was a lot. I know I'm not as upset, okay, but I am disappointed that we did not get a version of Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman. Because I think that's what they were going to do with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because he did play, he was Thomas Wayne, and what was it? What's her name? Damn it! What's her freaking name? She's also in Walking Dead, but she's Martha, and so I think they casted them because they were going to use them in a movie, and they really wanted that movie to happen too. It was going to be basically I'm trying not to spoil it. Yeah, Lauren Cohen. Yes, thank you. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, Flashpoint Paradox. That's basically the story they were originally going to do, but they half-assed it with the Flash movie. It's like it's such a good story, and the animated movie is really good. The animated Flashpoint Paradox is so freaking good. And that's what I thought that's what I was hoping that they were going to do with like Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman, Thomas Wayne, and Laura Cohen's Martha Wayne. Because I thought that was the direction they were going to go with both characters. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? And it seems like they were both under the understanding that was going to be a thing. And that's probably why they both signed up to be like Thomas and Martha Wayne. But unfortunately, that never happened. What a missed opportunity that was. And look, I like Michael Keaton as Batman, but that was not the correct Batman to use for Flashpoint Paradox. And for those of you that are familiar with the comic and the anime movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so now let's deal with the zombie. All right, zombie Tylosaurus, it's your turn. The thing about the zombie Tylosaurus is they have it sitting on top of the water, so it's a much easier target to take out than the regular Tylosaurus. I guess because it's technically a corpse, so it floats more. They all float down here. Hey, welcome back, 57. All right. Fuck. But yeah, my dreams of a live-action Flashpoint movie denied. I just went into another Sea Monsters. They stacked these two Tylosauruses side by side. Are you kidding me? The fuck? Am I about to get double teamed by two Tylosauruses? What the hell? Shit, where'd it go? Right there you are. This fucking fog. I swear to God. And all those shots went into the ocean. Of course. Like, there's just territories just piled up right here. Like, the zombie Tylosaurus is right beside the regular Tylosaurus, and somebody's, I guess, attacking the regular Tylosaurus. All right, I got the zombie. Where's the other one? All right, we can get a 2-for-1 special, I guess. All right, so the zombie Tylosaurus is dead. So we got... Oh, there's the other one. Okay, there it is. All right, let's try and at least get it. If I can get a hit on it, that would be great. Can I get a hit on it, or is it too late? I got a hit on it. Nice. I get credit for it. Y'all see that? They did all the work on that Tylosaurus, and I come in with some final shots, and I'm able to get it as well. All right, so that went pretty good. I took out the mighty upwelling. I died once, yes, but I took out the mighty upwelling with some help, and we took out 2 Tylosauruses. I consider that to be a hat trick. I'll take that as a win. Laura Cohen she's actually British? No way. She's actually British? I would not have guessed that. I mean, she's a really good actress, so I guess that makes sense. Because usually British actors and actresses are better than American actors and actresses, with a few exceptions. But I honestly didn't know that. See, it just goes back to my old saying, you learn something new every day. That's one of the philosophies I live by. All right. That's already a thing. Someone's already doing that one. Okay, I'll go back to St. Anne. Let's see, Lewis. I'm looking forward to Black Flag Resynced. Oh, me too. Absolutely. Obviously, I'm excited about it because I made some videos covering it. Hey, what's up, Snake? How you doing? Yeah, before bed, I saw you playing Red Dead on PS3. And then I went to... shortly after that, I went back to sleep. But I hope you're doing well, Snake, along with everybody else. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to be playing Black Flag Resynced. Absolutely. I think it's going to be a good... I feel very optimistic about it. You know, not just from the screenshots and the videos over the past couple days, but also the interviews that have been done with so many people involved with Black Flag Resynced. You know, there's also people returning that worked on the original Black Flag that are part of Black Flag Resynced. They're adding more stuff to Black Flag Resynced. Apparently, they're improving the modern day setting, which was the weakest part of Black Flag. So that's being tweaked and improved. And their devs are actually listening to some of our critiques at the moment. 2 points. One, whenever they were showing off the land combat, there was all that flint and sparks happening, and people were kind of like, I don't really care about the sparks. It's just too much. And then one of the devs actually came out and said, yeah, we're going to tone that down. I do like that. I appreciate that. We're not asking for them to tell us everything, but I appreciate it when the devs actually interact with the community. And they're like, okay, we're getting your feedback. We're definitely going to tone that down prior to launch of the game. And there will be blood. Because that was another thing. People were watching. They were watching the video, right? And the video looks really good. But they obviously noticed when Kenway was cutting down soldiers left and right, British and Spanish, there was no blood. But there will be blood, as the movie says. Louis, which Assassin's Creed do you think they should do next? I would love for them to go back and do the original Assassin's Creed. I would love for them to do that. Because Altair he gets overshadowed by everything, but without Altair in the original Assassin's Creed game, you have no franchise. So I would like that. Ezio trilogy, I think most people would love the Ezio. I would love them, but that would be a massive undertaking if they were to take all 3 games, remake all 3 games, and then just put it together as one big trilogy. Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be so cool if they did the Ezio trilogy. I would not complain about that. Assassin's Creed 3 was okay. You know, I mean, it's connected to Assassin's Creed 4. You know, thanks to the Kenways. Rogue, I never got a chance to play Rogue. I like the premise of Rogue, where you're actually playing an assassin who becomes a Templar, because I've always liked the idea of a game revolved around the Templar's point of view. and we kind of get that with Rogue. So I mean, a Rogue Resynced, that'd be kind of neat. But what Assassin's Creed game would you guys like to see remade? Ezio's overrated, not... Yuji, most of the time I agree with you. But I'm sorry, that's a hot take. But you're entitled to your opinion.
If metal work is what you need.
Yeah, I think that's an opinion, Yuji, where a lot of people are going to respectfully disagree with you. But okay. Look, I look, you know what? I'll give you props for stepping up and saying something that people are gonna look at you with and look at you and be like, what? I gotta respect that. I respect that. So yeah.
Predator is most deadly when unseen.
But and once again, I respect the opinion. I disagree with it, but that's fine. You know, we all have our hot takes. And you know what? The way I look at it is there always comes a time when you got to step up and you got to say something that you feel is right, even if everyone else disagrees. Like take, for example, Space Odyssey, right? Space Odyssey. People love that movie. People love 2001 Space Odyssey. I hate it. I hate 2001 Space Odyssey. I've tried watching it twice. I had a miserable time watching it both times. And I love sci-fi. I absolutely love sci-fi. I hate 2001 Space Odyssey. See, that's an opinion that probably a lot of fellow sci-fi nerds would disagree with. And they'd be like, what? How could you not like 2001 Space Odyssey? So yeah, I give you props at least, Yuji, for standing up by your convictions. Space Marine. Hearsay. Yeah, exactly. I cannot say if Yuji is right or wrong. I have not played any Assassin's Creed long enough to notice. Oh, Snake, that's a fence-sitting answer right there, my friend. You're sitting nice and cozy on that fence, Mr. Snakers. But okay. Lewis says, I would love Assassin's Creed R3 or the Ezio games. Yeah, but I would say if I had to pick one, I would want to go back to the first game. I love the first game. And it doesn't have as much as future Assassin's Creed games to it, but it was the first game. And it does need some TLC, right? It's not perfect, but it does start the franchise. So I would like an Assassin's Creed Resynced with Altair. It does. I will say this. Okay, I will say this. It does suck that Altair, which was the first protagonist in the Assassin's Creed franchise, gets overshadowed by Ezio because of the Ezio trilogy. That part does suck. I mean, even though they do pay homage to Altair, I think in the third game and the third Ezio game. So they at least do that. Snake says 2001's too slow. My kind of slow. It's just my kind of slow. It's perfect for mine. Well, of course you would like it. My issue is I feel like it's drawn out too long. I don't mind a slow burn. I don't mind a long movie. I've watched plenty of long movies. But there's just something about 2001 Space Odyssey that just irks me. And I've tried watching it twice. The first time was sober. Had a bad time. When I used to drink, I made the mistake of watching that again while I was drunk. I had a very bad time. Especially during the part at the end with all flashing lights and stuff with Dave. That was like nightmare fuel. Do not watch that when you're drunk. You will have a bad time. 20th anniversary of Assassin's Creed 1 is next year. Damn, it's already been 20 years. Holy smoly. 57. I'm not going to repeat what you just said. But yeah, we did talk about the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night. And I'm very sus about that whole thing. I'm very sus. I don't know. Look, for the record, I'm glad nobody got hurt last night. I'm glad nobody got hurt during that incident. I do find it odd that a lot of people started saying the same fucking thing like robots. This is why we need the ballroom. This is why we need the ballroom. Beep, 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 boop, beep. That seemed odd. There's a few oddities regarding what happened last night, but I'll just leave it at that. Snake Lord of the Rings is super large trilogy. I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And yeah, they're long, but I feel like it's a long that I don't feel like they're long. I just get lost in the world of Lord of the Rings when I'm watching those movies, from Fellowship to Two Towers to Return of the King. I love Lord of the King, love Return of the King, but yes, there are too many endings, too many loose ends they have to tie. So it does drag on at the very end, but I understand why. For the record, it could have dragged on even more. Is Schneekers going to Mexico tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. I mean, wasn't he? He was already in Mexico, right? Like, as those missions he did, he was in Mexico. Like when I was watching before I went to bed, when you were watching too. I remember you being there, Kane. I don't see anything else here for me. I think, you know what? I think I did my part today. I did my part for the company. And I think we're losing across the board right now. But there's still 8 days left. So the company can still turn it around and win at least 2 territories. 2, maybe 3 territories. Maybe 2 territories. Maybe these 2. This one, maybe not. Maybe these 3. Maybe these 3. Definitely no. But it doesn't fucking matter because the company's still going to win the war. So there. Hey, Riley. Hey, babe. How's it going? I'm just about to wrap up. C57 says there's a time when I tried to order food and AI thought I ordered 50 of everything. What? Holy shit. Yeah, I've heard stories about AI going crazy on some things. Yeah, I heard about that. You're planning on visiting Mexico in the morning? Okay, you're going back to Mexico? It's King's Day? Okay. Well, hooray for King's Day. Oh, you got the Javier Escuela? What? Oh, okay. My head was all mixed up. Yeah, because you capture Javier before you capture Bill. Yeah. I remember. For a moment, I was kind of confused because I know you encounter Bill first, but then he flees to Mexico, and you don't end up countering Bill again until the end of the Mexico story. Yeah. Oh yeah, Riley. Whenever you get a soda, just remember that soda's on Kane. So the next soda you drink, just remember, Kane bought that soda for you with his 2 pounds. We won. Viva la Compagne. Yeah. I mean, we've technically won the second. We've already, even though there's 8 days left, the company's won the war basically. We won the war, and we already got all the ship cosmetics because we got the emblem, right? We got the sail emblem. We got the hull color. We got the sail color. We got the sail emblem. So we got all that. Plus, oh boy, the grand prize. The grand prize. The fucking aura that lasts for like 3-5 seconds after you beat an enemy. Whoop-de-doo. And oh yeah, pieces of 8. You know, because I don't have enough pieces of 8 already. Hold on. There. See, I don't have enough pieces of 8. So yeah, Kane left a super chat earlier, and he said, buy a soda on him. You know, kind of like at a bar, when you go to a bar and some random stranger buys a drink for you, and then the bartender's like, hey, this is from that gentleman over there, or this is from that lady over there. Kind of like that. So that was the joke, Riley. Context. Onwards to the third faction war. I so badly want the third faction war to be better. I have an idea for the faction war. I don't know It's probably nothing that can be implemented right away, but it's going to be tomorrow's video. I know I already did a future faction war video. So consider this to be kind of a sequel or continuation of my future faction war ideas. But I have a concept that I've kind of been brainstorming. And that'll be tomorrow's video, which will be early access for the members. So yeah. But I don't know. I feel like at the very least, I feel like we need a new faction. I really want the BTA. I really want the BTA. Because if it's company versus DMC again, I'm gonna be like, come on, guys, seriously. How many times do we have to be company versus DMC? It just gets tiresome. So, at the very least, I hope it's company versus BTA or company versus another faction or something, because technically the company won both faction wars. So the winner is clearly the company. But we'll see how it goes with year 3. We'll learn more about year 3 coming up in a few weeks on May 6th. They did tease the Galleon, so the Galleon looks promising. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, we'll learn more with year 3 in the showcase coming up on May 6th, which I'll cover, by the way. C57 says, we all know they need a BTA, plus I bet Lucian is working for the BTA. Well, I mean, that makes sense to me, because I do think one of the emblems that's on Lucian's uniform is the BTA emblem, and he's obviously British. And if anyone's British like Kane, they clearly work for the BTA. I know, that's a stereotype. Yeah, Kane, basically the BTA is the East India Trade Company in Skull and Bones. That's what the BTA is. It's the East India Trade Company. So I hope that's the dealio in year 3. But we'll just have to patiently wait, right? But once again, I do appreciate those of you that hanged out today during this stream. And we talked about a few things. We talked about the Galleon. We talked about hopes for year 3. We talked about some different ship ideas. We also talked a lot about Black Flag Resynced and another games coming this year that we're excited about. And Kane and Yuji had a good time going to watch Michael Jackson. Pretty cool, especially if you're a Michael Jackson fan. And we talked about a few other things here and there as well. You only like the BTA because of the cosmetics. They do have sweet looking drip, right? The red, white, and blue drip. I do like that. So, yeah, if they add the BTA, I hope they're menacing. I feel like that they're going to use, like, I feel like some faction has to use the Galleon, right? Because they're adding the Galleon as a player ship, right? It would be a missed opportunity if an enemy faction didn't also use the Galleon. So, I look for the Galleon to also be an enemy ship as well. But we'll just have to wait for, that's just me speculating, but we'll just have to wait for more information regarding year 3 of Skull and Bones. Once again, showcase happening May 6th. And I think I pretty much covered everything that we know so far regarding Black Flag Resynced. So I think now it's just the waiting till July. And then we'll set sail in the Caribbean with Edward Kenway aboard the Jackdaw. I'll be doing that on July with Black Flag Resynced. But if you want to check out the information we know so far regarding Black Flag Resynced, be sure and check out the video, which I pinned in the live chats, YouTube, Twitch, and of course below in the comment section. Before we go, thank you, UG, Lewis, Kane, 57, Riley, along with Snake and Zombfected, Lewis. Who else was here? And again, thanks again for the super chat. Very much appreciated. I will put your name up on the wall. And yeah, everyone else that was here today, I appreciate all of you being here. Memes, thanks for being here, Memes. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good stream. We had a good time. Just me, chatting for like 3 hours and you all interacting, and I always appreciate that. It's better than sitting here having nobody here. And then I just look at the end of the stream, the meme, like, thanks for watching. Bye. With like 0 views. But look, you got to start somewhere. Okay. So I have respect for people that stream with 0 views, because we all been there at one point. You keep doing it, eventually you'll get more views, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And if you're interested in more Skull and Bones streams on Twitch, feel free and follow me on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, on the way out the door, feel free and drop a like. So besides Skull and Bones and Black Flag Resynced, both games that I'm going to continue covering and playing on the channel, we also cover and play GTA, like GTA Online. Any news regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, we will continue to cover as well. I'm sure we're going to start getting a lot more information about GTA 6 in the very near future. Probably starting in May or June, somewhere in that ballpark. I feel like the marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6 is about to kick off, along with the pre-order information, etc., all the way to November. And yes, we will be streaming GTA 6, unless the world comes to the end between now and then. Hopefully not, right? Hopefully no World War III. Please. No. I just want to play GTA 6 and Black Flag Resynced and a few other games and some movies that I'd like to watch. And also keep living and breathing. That too would be great. But anyways, so yeah, Skull and Bones, Black Flag Resynced, along with GTA Online, GTA 6. And oh yeah, tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming Lord of Hatred, the new expansion for Diablo 4. That's Monday night. A special Monday evening stream. Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Tuesday morning, UK. Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow night there'll be a special live stream for Lord of Hatred, the next expansion to Diablo 4. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, all of you, my amazing viewers, subscribers, followers, fans, friends, mods, Super Chat heroes like Sinister Kane and others. And, of course, all of my amazing YouTube members. Thank you for your support. There will be a video tomorrow, early access for the members, as always. So I got a video tomorrow, a Skull and Bones video. That'll be early access for the members. And then Monday night, I'll be doing a Lord of Hatred stream. Boom. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, regular times for Lord of Hatred, part 2 and 3. If there's a part 4, I may do it on Friday. But we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there. So I got a few streams planned this week. But yeah, big thank you to our YouTube members for your support. If you want to learn more about the YouTube membership program, click the join button. All YouTube members get access to the badges, the emotes, shout outs at the beginning of live streams. You get featured below in the description section of all live streams. Early access to one video a week. Usually it's Monday morning. And you also get featured in the description section of the channel, where once again, you can find the live stream schedule. And I will update that soon to include my planned streams coming up regarding Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred. That's coming this week. Very, very soon. And you can also find other socials in the description section. Twitch, Discord. By the way, feel free and follow me on feel free and join the Discord community. It's a very chill community. You're welcome to join me on Discord. And we do have the vlogs channel. So Riley and I will be putting out the April 2026 vlog in a few days from now. But anyways, you all have a great week ahead. And I'll catch you guys in the next stream or the next video. And as always, from the bottom of my heart and Davy Jones's locker, from me to each and every one of you, as always, thanks for watching.